Welcome back, everybody, to our second series here on the Saturday night of the Make or Break week, brought to you by VCS English, your place for all the VCS in English, shockingly enough. The name didn't give it away. My name is Everyday. With me is Yulwei and Vinnie, the men with the brains that they can't quite contain. It was a very explosive series in the first one. It was only 2 games, but it felt like 4. What do we think going into this second one? It is, of course, EVS taking on Secret. Yulwei, start us off. What is your just general outlook on this series?
The most important part about the series is how much of the competitive split we have. Because if EVS fall again, like easily to Team Secret, we kind of have to say goodbye to the most competitive split of all time, with the clear top 4 teams or top 5 teams, you could say, and then clear bottom 3. But if EVS wins, they still are in the conversation for top 4. So I think that is the biggest implication from today.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
What about you, Vinny? What are your brief general outlook?
I think EVS should have a lot better time today. I think being on fire as they are right now, just should have had a slightly better matchup into EVS, because EVS can't really lean on the player skill as strongly as they can, as they could potentially into Secret. I don't think Secret's early game will be as punishing to the low agency jungle picks that Storm seems to be favoring right now.
Fair enough. So let's get a little bit more in depth. Of course, this is a really important one for both of our teams. Team Secret did pick up the win yesterday. They got their 2-0. So they're back on track. They were sort of winding off the road. We were beginning to say, was Team Secret overrated? Did we call it a bit too early on them? But they're back on. If they get another 2-0 here, I think their split is well and truly alive. But EVS, Yulwei, tell me what a win and a loss would mean for EVS today.
A win is their 4th series victory, so they are 3-5 right now. They wouldn't be able to tie Team Secret, who are sitting on 5-3 right now, but closing the gap to some extent. Especially now with Flash winning and Cerberus falling off. Cerberus is still so far ahead of EVS in terms of standings. It's hard for EVS to ever catch them. They really need to go on a win streak. We don't really expect Cerberus to lose to the bottom teams, right? So even though they are in a little bit of a slump now, it's hard for EVS. So this is the direct matchup they need to win to contest for higher seeding. Right now, the standings are Flash, Cerberus, Gum, Team Secret in the top 4. Top 4 earns you a spot in the winners bracket. So this one is super important for EVS. Well,
just so we know what we're referring to. Vinny, what would it mean for Team Secret, as I should say, if they picked up a win here? Let's not focus purely on the mathematics. It's not too hard to figure that out. In terms of how you look at their split, what would a win today do for you? And what would a loss, of course? What would a loss do as well?
If you're Team Secret and you grab that win, you're like, okay, maybe those 2 weeks were just bad weeks. We just showed up. We didn't play well on the day. We can write them off. We're good to go on. If you lose, maybe there's a bit more turmoil within the team. It's like, okay, maybe there is actually something wrong. And if Cerberus is just bad, maybe we are only like 3rd or 4th best. Mm-hmm. So I think you're looking to build that confidence and momentum going into the rest of the splits, because Secret still has Gum and Flash to face at some point, and those are going to be tough.
Yep, that's very true.
So they probably want to build up as much momentum as they can going into those games. So a loss here would dampen that, but because I'm pretty sure they get to walk on OPG, SGB, and all that beforehand, it shouldn't be too impactful if they lose.
Fair enough. But still, I think it's a fairly high-stakes series regardless. I think both teams are really looking to pick up a win. They're always looking to pick up a win, obviously, but I still think this week is super, super impactful. I'm hoping we get a 3-game series, mostly just because I want to cast more League, but we'll find out. Now let's zoom in a little bit to the specific matchup, Secret versus EVS. I mean, we've got to talk about the top lane, don't we?
Oh, yeah.
Yulwei, why don't you tell us all about the man who I called a clean plate, a washed up old boy, but I've been proven pretty wrong at this point, and I'm happy to take that lick. Why don't you tell us all about 𝗧𝗲?
𝗧𝗲 really has come to his own on this new team here. He struggled to really show us anything at the start, but now the team is playing more towards his side of the map. He once again is showing up in laning phase. I think he has the best laning stats of all the top laners, interestingly enough.
I will just jump in very quickly. These stats are not updated for yesterday. These are start of week stats, just saying.
So 𝗧𝗲 absolutely showing off again. 𝗬𝗲 has definitely oh, interesting. So 𝗬𝗲 definitely more towards top side most of the time. So he's set up. He's still the high resource, high reward player. You can't really put him on a low resource champion too well. And this has put 𝗘𝗀𝗢𝗺 a little bit behind. But if 𝗧𝗲 is on, he can definitely carry every single game.
Yeah, for sure. And Vinny, how about you tell us about someone we were very surprised at how good he's been this split. 𝗘𝗀𝗢𝗺 over on the Team Secret side. Tell us all about him. We don't have a stat card for him, but Vinny's got the encyclopedic knowledge regardless.
So 𝗘𝗀𝗢𝗺 just plays everything, it feels like. He's got a very deep champion pool that he can pull from to any situation. He's pulling out champs like the 𝗘𝗀𝗢𝗺, like the Gangplank, that very few, if any, other VCS top laners are. He's playing Jax as if it was a Renekton. He's just blind picking, being like, come at me. And it's working. And it really shouldn't be, because it's Jax. But, and this guy isn't even necessarily playing a strong side with this. Mm-hmm. He's playing a very, very good weak side. Yesterday we saw on his Gangplank, he just absorbed so much pressure that who was it? It was 𝗧𝗲. Yeah, they just couldn't do anything despite ganking him over and over and over, and he was getting ahead from these ganks, even though he's basically 1v3. So I really think he's come in huge, because last split he was worse than Honey, right?
Yeah, which is not where you want to be. But we are heading swiftly into draft here. We might have to talk about a few other matchups as the bans come in. Do you want to briefly touch on another matchup that I think is important, which is the jungle? I think 𝗬𝗲 is very important to the fate of EVS. Do you want to just talk briefly about him, Yulwei?
Fanboy, I can't agree more. Yesterday he looked a little bit rough. But overall, the resurgence for EVS definitely also on the shoulders of 𝗬𝗲. He played very, very strong team fighters in most of the games, and he's one of the best team fighting junglers, I'd say. His early game impact has been lacking a bit, and he's gone to the 𝗬𝗏𝗃 time and time again. I would like to see him once again on more team fight focused champions, something that can cover for 𝗧𝗲, but doesn't even have to gank him early, and then scale into fights where you have 𝗘𝗀𝗺𝗺, 𝗧𝗲, even this game, interestingly enough, th, to bring the damage.
Yeah, very, very true. But let's think about the actual draft itself now. As Set, Renekton, and Aphelios Syndra are the bans. What else would we like to see removed? What picks do you think are going to be very important?
Graves.
Yep.
Needs to go. Come on, EVS. If you want any chance at this, take it off. Take it away from them. Don't let DNK have it. It's by far his best champion.
There it is.
And it will greatly punish 𝗬𝗲's tendencies to play slower. 𝗬𝗀𝗺𝗺𝗺 is interesting. Last time they did this, the Jace pick was very important because they could flex it around, and it was sort of a mid laner that top laners know how to play, so that's why it's hitting the ban list. And I'm not sure why Park is not in.
We LPL now. First pick Ashe.
Yeah, I don't mind it. I think it's a good pick. I'm very confused why
think
TH
it's
is coming
The
in
best AD carry left open. So
game 1.
yeah,
I mean, Parquet, he's been fine, I think. Are they going to go for the Jhin counter pick? They are. Hello.
Very interesting.
Okay.
1-0 so far. 100% win rate.
Yeah.
Not really off the back of the Jhin, but
No, this didn't look a little bit weird.
But I mean, it's a lane counter, right? It's one of the few ADCs that can actually go pretty well into the Ashe. It just has all that range. Looks like they might take the Pantheon, which will presumably go alongside it, but we don't know. It could go to TH.
Yeah, I would like it to go alongside the Jhin. I was also thinking Braum can also work out this, and it works out the same way in the sense you have a big shield to put up in front of the Jhin, in the lane, and easy access to CC that Jhin can follow up.
Jhin is actually very bad because you can't stack up the concussive blows, right? So I like this adaptation to have more aggressive.
Yeah. Traditionally, that's a sort of lane I've had decent success with, because you can go Q into Jhin, W into Jinny, whichever one his route is.
It's A. The E is the trap, the W is the snare.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I don't play AD carry.
Ooh!
Oh, ready.
Knock, knock, who's there? It's DNK kicking down the door with the Nocturne.
It's noble pressure.
Interesting.
Is it, though? Is it DNK, or are we going to see it?
It could be Lane. It could be Lane Nocturne. It genuinely could be. This is
I wouldn't be surprised if Coated plays Nocturne. I wouldn't expect him to pick it blind, of course, but...
And the Gragas as well.
Ooh, this is a good pick.
Sworn's Gragas, yeah.
Great late game impact, which is good for Sworn, and it doesn't just fall behind super early.
Yeah, kind of can do it all, right?
Yeah, it's
can gank early on, can bring damage in the mid game, and then scale as a utility tool in the late game. I like this choice too.
Yeah, Gragas is such a good jungler. So unless his numbers are absolutely garbage, he's always useful.
Yep, very, very true. Removed as well.
What direction are we heading with these compositions? No solo laners so far.
So
we have last pick for EVOS.
One thing I do like for Secret is they don't have to use Nocturne as their primary engage. He gets to go in after the arrow. I like the long range.
You know what would be really good for 𝗀𝗢𝗢𝗺?
Shen?
Yes.
Oh,
Shen, Nocturne, and Jhin doesn't exist. Shen, Nocturne, and Jhin is not a champion.
Yeah, it's true.
I would also be down for Jhin.
You mean
Shen? Shen's a great champ. He's super strong lane. You don't really want to blind pick him, because the matchups Shen loses, he gets dumpstered in.
Look at the bans. Look at the bans. They bend away all the ranged top laners.
This could be
it really could be a Shen.
This could be Jhin removal service.
I mean, it could also still be Camille. Okay.
Okay. Isn't Shen not bad into Wukong?
He's not bad. As with a lot of Shen matchups, like the first 3 or 4 levels are really, really strong for him. But yeah, as soon as 6 hits, Shen loses all pressure immediately and has to start looking for the Nocturne plays.
Fair enough, but it doesn't look like we're going to get the Shen. We wanted it, but it will just be Coded's Camille, which is just as much of a treat, really. I can't say we can complain there. It looks like it will be a mid lane.
I've seen this lane, though.
No, I haven't
seen
it
either. This is a very interesting lane.
It is. This is a very interesting comp, and wow. Heard you like globals.
Yeah, it's another classic. It's a Nocturne TF classic. The bot lane dies. The bot lane dies are coming, boys.
I almost would. I'm almost not a big fan of the Silas hover. I'd almost like something like a Galio or
there it is.
To just like, when they dash in, you just immediately undo everything they try for. But
yeah, I mean, it is good to steal. He's got good ults to steal.
Sure, you can follow, but
actually really hard to follow.
We have been very underwhelmed so far. Yeah.
I know it's hard to follow, but in theory, yeah, you can follow. But I think something with a bit more like disengage and counter engage potential would have been better. Like, give me an Azir so when the backline threats like teleport in or dash in Nocturne's case, they just get bumped. They just get yeeted right back out again.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
So
Nocturne ult is insane to steal, though. Of course, with the 6-second darkness, that is one of the strongest CCs in the game. Remember, you can actually prevent TPs from coming in. That's something I always look out for Nocturnes, because if they use their ultimate early enough, the enemy top laner can't respond to a play. But now with double darkness, I don't even know how double darkness works. It's just no one can see anything anymore. I have no idea.
No one can say.
Probably.
It's no one can
everyone just
say.
stops playing the game for like the 10 seconds.
Yeah, pretty much. But of course, you can light the map back up with Twisted Fate.
True.
Can you?
Yeah,
Wait,
you can.
does it?
Yeah, you reveal the champions. You reveal the champions.
so
You're still near-sighted, but you can see the champions on your mini-map.
That is weird.
Okay.
It is weird. It's very strange, but that is how it works. I play a lot of Sylas. I know how weird ult interactions go. Speaking of the Sylas, I mean, like, I think the theory is, oh yeah, you can follow the Twisted Fate, but you actually almost never can, because Twisted Fate isn't going to ult in sight of you, so you can't hijack him as he ults. And if he is ulting inside of you, you just interrupt him and kill him.
I think
so you have to time your steal to when you predict the play will happen, and then they just say, well, don't do the play until it expires. But before, for your way, I have to cut you off as Vinny, give us your prediction, as I took a little bit long there.
Secret. I think the last pick was weird.
Okay, fair enough. It is fair enough. Not a fan of the Sylas, as you have gone for the secret. We'll find out if you are right in just a little bit, but now your way, you can go ahead and make that point that I know you want to.
You're going to be super disappointed with this point, but I think you both overthought the Sylas here, because
it's just a top lane champion.
Remember,
in the mid lane. It's just a top lane champion in the mid lane.
Exactly. The H is just a top laner, so you can't play mid laners.
I know. I didn't want to say it, but I know.
Yeah, I believe this is the case. He can't play Orianna or Azir stuff, so he just went for a top laner.
Yep, and it does look like we will get...
Interesting invade here. Yeah, of course, spotted with a ward. So
Ooh, they look like they want to contest this.
They want to...
As here they come, they do have a strong level 1 with the Pantheon. There it is, DNK's in so much trouble. He's just going to die instantly. That's a kill for B. Now Venus has to find a way out, and what a disaster.
Where did all the damage come from?
Pantheon.
He just exploded.
Pantheon.
He didn't even have time to smite the blue buff.
Yep. That's Pantheon level 1, baby. Whoa! It continues as Divkid's picked up a kill. That's a disaster. Can Celebrity trade back? He can, but Divkid might be getting 2 as he's reloaded the gun and he's working through the clip. Ooh, he doesn't want to go for it as Celebrity now lands a volley, has a flash, but he's not so bold.
Next volley is a flash auto attack.
Maybe. He should be able to run him down. He's thinking about it. There it is! There it is! The cleanse was early! And there's the volley! And Jhin has been shot down! Yulwei! We've got a game on our hands!
I mean, come on, if I can call that, you can call that too, Divkid. Come on, you know how Ashe works. What was that? That was just inting away your advantage. But now, double kill for Celebrity. Celebrity has been one of the standout performers for Team Secret, quietly carrying all the team fights. We always talk about COVID, about DNK and Artifact impacting the map. But when it comes to bringing the damage in the late game, Celebrity is always there, always has their backs. So after a horrible start for the Nocturne, where he didn't even get to flash or smite, it's now looking great in the bot lane.
Yeah, very, very true. And the Nocturne has gotten back on track. Is actually back even with the Gragas in farm, who didn't take his blue buff.
I was very confused by that too.
Just went straight to Wolves. I'm not 100% sure what's going... why? Surely the blue buff could only make your clear faster.
Yeah, also not respawning, not resetting the highest experience camp, together with Red, of course. Very strange decision. I have no idea what he wanted to go for here. Maybe he wants to give the first blue buff over to his mid laner for some reason.
DNK is going to despite dying at level 1, DNK's about to double crab here. This is very weird out of 𝗀𝗏. I almost think he's outthought himself, and DNK is back to a bit of a lead.
They have full information of it on him. They just spotted him. There was a question mark ping, probably because they are confused that he's going back to his blue buff.
Yeah.
That shouldn't be there right now.
Yeah, this is very strange. And, I mean, maybe I'm missing something. Maybe there's a jungle mechanic I'm just not thinking of. But I don't understand this decision. But what a decision I do understand is to put some pressure on this bot lane. But, he decides to call it off.
He also missed the Gromp. He's still level 3. He hasn't full cleared his whole jungle at 4 minutes 40 after starting with an assist.
Yulwei, I'm very confused.
I'm super confused. I have no idea what he's doing. There is some strange pathing going on. His wolves are already respawned. They are higher level, so at least he'll get some experience from them.
Yeah,
but
that's very true.
The level 6 race, I think, is already decided now. DNK should have the first opportunity to gank with his ultimate. If he can sync up with Artifact for a bot lane or even top lane dive, that should be a very, very easy play to do.
Yeah, and of course, it's not hard to gank the Wukong when you have a Twisted Fate involved. Just that clone, that sneakiness.
We just saw that interaction last game.
Exactly. It's just completely neutered as, yeah, you can just see him in stealth, and the monkey's not so cheeky in that situation. I'm a bit puzzled about how to talk about what's going on at the moment. I feel like EVOS should be ahead, but they're just not.
Wait, 𝗘𝗀𝗢 just got a magic shield against 𝗧𝗲.
Yeah.
What? The game just trolled 𝗘𝗀𝗢.
Oh, hang on a minute. There's a Cyclone. He's trying to get away, and it's a flash for a flash.
Oh, 𝗧𝗲, what are you doing?
Don't see anything.
That flash was so unbelievably bad. Either flash immediately or don't flash. There was some very bad. Whoa! Why there? Go to the top.
Oh no, that's why. Because here's DNK coming in. 𝗀𝗏, he's only level 4. He's so squishy. There's the protocol coming out. They have to finish him off. Of course, 𝗧𝗏 comes in, goes down because of that Twisted Fate ultimate. Now 𝗀𝗏 is the target. He goes for a little bit of alcove gaming, but this should be an easy kill. They give it over to DNK, and he might have died at level 1, but he gets a double. But in the mid lane, Venus, he's wandered off to Venus, and TH just says, "All right, mate."
Welcome to the game, TH. We know you're not a mid laner. You have problems keeping up with the other mid laners. So here, have a nice little welcome gift. We don't want to make it too hard on you. You know, it's hard enough playing against Artifact's Twisted Fate. So here, have a free kill. What was that, Venus? Come on.
Oh, hello, we have a paranoia. Where's he going to go? He's in the mid lane, just straight on top of TH, and chop, chop, chop! The blades have swung.
That's the tactic here. Let's look at the top lane. So I was very, very confused by this teleport, but of course, Nocturne is already on his way, and 𝗀𝗏 is so squished. 𝗀𝗏 doesn't even go for the immediate stun. I think if you stun him here, you can chunk 𝗘𝗀𝗢 down to very low HP. And as you can see, he almost dies to the last Q. Also minion aggro.
Oh, that's why.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Honestly, I think even if he arrives here, he still dies. So maybe it's still not the greatest play for Venus,
I don't blame his instinct though. Like,
yeah.
I don't think that would have been called in enough time because they would have been focused on top lane. Fair enough. It's probably not the right play, but it's not inting. That's fair enough.
Okay. Sorry, Venus. I flamed you. There was no reason to flame you. You did well.
Good on you, Venus. But still 0-2 at 8 minutes. Not the best start out of this thrash. But this is a very strange
also
game.
Shoulder guards. So definitely not the best start from the get-go.
Oh, God. You've got your personal little grumbles, don't you, Yulwei? It's always the support.
Sure.
Yulwei, Slayer of Support, as it will be DNK, Slayer of the Dragon. Picking that one up, they try and turn it into the immediate play. The curtain call comes out. 𝗓𝗏𝗃 is on the way. This could potentially get turned, but look at the damage Venus is taking. B puts up the shield. Heal comes out. And they don't want to mess with the level 6 𝗓𝗏𝗃. 𝗧𝗲𝗺 is here
for some reason.
Okay, monkey on the roam. That's a good ward, good spell shield, but it might not be enough. There's the lantern to pull him away. The flay, the arrow. They're desperately trying to save their jungler. Can they do it? No. 𝗃𝗀𝗃 finally dies. What is happening here? 𝗧𝗲𝗺 very low. Celebrity could charge forward, but it's 4v1 essentially with Venus's health bar, and I think they have to just back off.
How many turret plates is that in the top lane? It's Camille against the turret.
Yeah.
That's at least 3, I think. Maybe even 4. That's so much time lost. At least 𝗧𝗲𝗺 actually gets the shutdown. If 𝗧𝗲𝗺 doesn't get a kill here, the game's just doomed for top lane.
Absolutely. Ooh, Celebrity taking a lot of damage. Ate that 4th shot. Oh my god.
Yeah. Yep.
Camille with a turret.
That was such a weird decision there. 𝗧𝗲𝗺 really tried to get his team back on track, but I mean, he got one shutdown for himself, but gave... Oh, never mind.
Oh, here we go. We've got another bit of a play happening. 𝗏𝗏𝗏 starting it off. 𝗃𝗀𝗃 is burning. Can they get the last bit of damage? Of course they can. The ace in the hole comes out. Not the Caitlyn ult, just the normal ace. TH now in trouble. He uses the stolen Camille ult. 𝗃𝗀𝗃 trying to find a way out to break turret aggro. And Coded is coated in blood as he picks up that kill.
It's all falling apart for EVOS. Play after play. So much global pressure. They can't deal with it anymore.
What are they
Not sure
doing, though? Why do they feel the need to make these plays?
Yeah, EVOS is looking like EVOS made the call that they are on a timer or something, because they are playing so aggressively into so many global ults to respond to them. It's very strange, for sure. They lost so much gold. Coded is now a level ahead. He's ahead in gold, even though 𝗧𝗲𝗺's got the shutdown. He's still 25 CS up and got so many platings.
10-minute Triforce.
10-minute... What?
10-minute Triforce. Top lane is done.
It is more than done. Also, I hope we get to see the replay on the bot lane play, because there was actually some very good mechanical plays from Team Secret. Venus with the perfectly timed lantern into Flay, then also 𝗃𝗀𝗃 with the absolutely perfect spell shield. So almost got away there. If they get away there, the game is just straight up over. Not just from the gold advantage, but just from tilt. If you can't get the kill there, 𝗧𝗲𝗺, that's a rage quit.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is. But at least something coming back here for EVOS as they get an uncontested Rift Herald. Can potentially try and get some gold back, because it is a 2k lead for Team Secret. Oh, hello! The Pantheon on the way, but that lantern will light the way out of B's path.
Yeah, lantern got nerfed, but only cooldown, so the one use is still as strong as it was before.
Yep.
Pantheon support so far, I mean, it was very strong at level 1, right? Good at defending the blue buff, but afterwards, not very useful so far compared to the Thresh, who has already impacted multiple lanes at multiple plays. I want to come back to the Herald, though, because the... Close one. The Herald, it's actually more important to deny the Herald than actually getting it for yourself. It's very unlikely that you ever get more than 2 turret plates here. All the turrets are still very healthy. You can't really accelerate bot lane. It's too risky against all of the globals. So it's more important to deny the Herald, because the Herald would instantly break top turret and put 𝗧𝗲𝗺 in such a bad position. So it's more of a defensive Herald than actually to accelerate or get back into the game.
Yeah. It's still just kind of struggling a little bit to assess the game state. I'm a little bit boggled here, Yulwei. I've watched a lot of League of Legends today. You know, it's my 5th cast of today, and this is definitely the strangest one.
Yeah, the early game has been weird, but I think we need to shout out Team Secret. We've talked a lot about EVOS' strange decisions, but I think Team Secret is playing this early game not perfectly, of course. They've given up 4 kills, but apart from the very first invade, very, very well. The pathing, I mean, it was handed to him, the pathing advantage, all the 𝗘𝗀𝗃𝗏, but he still made use of it, right? They were on the right spot. They were able to preempt the counter fate to the top lane, so they got the double kill over there. Of course, Venus gave up his life. That was one of the kills. But yeah, I feel like Team Secret is playing a very solid game and showing us their early game prowess.
But EVOS will want to fire back here as they want to try and get some tower plates onto 𝗃𝗀𝗃, potentially go for that first brick with that Herald summoned up in the bot lane. It's 3v2. They won't be able to stop the charge. Can they stop the push behind it? They can for now, but that turret just needs to be breezed on by a warm wind and for it to fall over. They go for the Ocean Drake.
I'm honestly very surprised by Team Secret not responding to this play.
Twisted Fate ultimate up to the top lane. They want that 𝗧𝗲𝗺, but they can't get it. But it does get... Oh my god. Where did the tower go?
Yeah, the last floating fell.
Yeah.
Because of 40 minutes. And then it's Camille against the turret.
Yeah.
Okay, we see...
Stealing with a thresh hook would have been...
He did it before.
He has. Monsters. I might have had to leave. After that first series, ruining my throat, if he'd stolen that with a thresh hook, I might have had to leave for my own health. My throat,
please don't do that.
Yeah, like, my voice is quite literally quite something I rely on doing these casts. So, no, I'm joking, of course. Wouldn't leave it for the world. Couldn't leave my boy Yulwei by himself, after all.
Please don't.
But it is going to be a bit of a push down here in the bot lane. They're going to try and defend this bot lane tower for as long as they can. Where's the next big fight, do you think?
So, as I said before, I was actually quite confused by Team Secret not responding to the bot lane play. I felt like they have double globals. They can easily make a 3v4 into a 4v3, 3v2, I wanted to say. So the bot lane push. Instead, they opted to go for a top lane dive, which yielded the turret, but not a kill. So for now, it's just Team Secret probably just collecting more gold. There isn't really much they can go for in terms of aggressive plays. Just get more farm, get more items, and get ready for the next dragon and the Baron.
Yeah. It's very, very tense, I feel. Those globals could be ripped out at any second. The Twisted Fate is not up at the moment, but of course the Paranoia is. 𝗀𝗢𝗢 sitting so deep in the enemy jungle, just trying to catch a drunken 𝗀𝗲 if he's trying to stumble on home. But he's on the other side of the map at the moment, on that bit of a
at the top side jungle.
Yeah.
It's littered with wards.
Oh, hello. Speaking of vision, EVS doesn't have much of it as DNK has gone in. TH has his paranoia of his own, but he goes down. 𝗀𝗢𝗢's going to go down to the tower. The curtain call zoning well. Teleport coming in. Artifact gets bopped by the barrel. He's got no chance. He goes gold for some reason. A bit of a wasted stopwatch, but it doesn't matter. He goes down, and EVS come out ahead in the play.
Very good play from EVS. Way too over-aggressive from Team Secret. 𝗀𝗢𝗢 and turrets on Camille haven't been the best friends. He died to the turret 1v1 against Ornn. Really, 1v1 against the turret. That is the correct wording. Ornn didn't do much. So, yeah, 𝗀𝗢𝗢 once again a little bit over-aggressive. He gets another kill, and all the kills on Camille, of course, scale well into late game. So it's not the end of the world for Team Secret. They are still sitting on a more than 2k gold lead. It's still... definitely an opportunity lost. They could have gotten out of there a little bit better. Also, the Ashe are way too late on 𝗧𝗲𝗅. I mean, also, he already cancelled his ultimate.
Wide.
That too.
It was never hitting, unfortunately. 𝗧𝗲𝗺 has caught up mostly on itemization, but we're going to have to see if that matters, as 𝗀𝗢𝗢 and 𝗧𝗲𝗺 are going to have a little bit of a brawl. The Cyclone has been used. 𝗀𝗢𝗢 has to try and find a way out, but there's a flash forward, and the monkey gets the bonk.
The solo kill for 𝗧𝗲𝗺, that is going to be so important for the rest of the game. 𝗀𝗢𝗢 really slacking in the last 2 minutes, giving up 2 kills back-to-back. He was so far ahead. And now 𝗧𝗲𝗺's catching up in experience in CS, and of course also just in 1v1 power for the side lane.
Yeah, it's very true. As DNK now diving forward. TH is trying to get out with the ult, but can't. As that is going to be a free kill. Does this give them the Rift Herald? It probably should.
Yeah, this should be a free Rift Herald here. 𝗧𝗲𝗺 is trying to get there too. He doesn't have his ultimate though, so... yeah. Apart from a miracle steal from someone, I don't think they can really... someone wants to flash up.
Okay, belly slams back out. Alright. Scaring me there, 𝗀𝗏.
So it's still a little bit of back and forth. EVS has stabilized the game a little bit, is back into it, especially in the side lane. 𝗀𝗢𝗢 was running away with the side lane, but now giving up the kill, giving up the turret gold. 𝗧𝗲𝗺 is back in it. This matchup, I haven't actually seen too much, so I'm not sure. I feel like Camille should still have better 1v1 in the late game. Of course, maybe the rune choices actually come into play here with Grasp for the laning phase against Conqueror for extended fights. I expect Camille to win at 2 and 3 items, but maybe he can prove me wrong. I don't actually know what is going to happen in this matchup.
Yeah, I'm not sure either, honestly. I think part of it comes down to execution. I think Coda didn't do that so well. Speaking of execution, 𝗀𝗏 is about to get executed. There is a Paranoia and a Twisted Fate ult. They want to make this into a proper fight. D&K arrives, but the kill's already come in. TH on the other side steals the Ash Arrow. Valuable one to keep. Interrupts Coda, saves his own life. But there's a Hawk shot. Can they keep going forward? Is this 𝗬𝗏 going to get caught? No, he should be able to zoop away with the abscond. Venus very far forward.
Should just be free dragon. The smite gone.
But Venus needs to be careful. He does get away. And as you said, that is the dragon picked up.
So second dragon for Secret. Still far away from a soul. So still nothing decided, but a nice pick and very good timing. 𝗀𝗏, you can definitely question 𝗀𝗏's decision to go for an invade when the soul is when the dragon is going to spawn in 30 seconds. Not the greatest timing. Also no flash for him, of course. So 𝗀𝗏 with an overextension into the enemy back jungle. But as we can see, the game has slowed down significantly. The Team Secret's global pressure is going to kind of fall off a little bit because people are not really going to overextend in the lanes anymore. So they have to find a new way to break some turrets. They definitely have very strong 1-3-1 with... It's not even 1-3-1, it's just... one in both side lanes and then a very different amount of people in the mid lane because Nocturne is going to shadow the side lanes. So it's probably a 1-2-1 with a flying Nocturne. Very cool concept. If they can play that, it's going to be a big proof of their skill in macro. Oh no, there was a cannon. I saw that cannon.
This is tricky. I'm struggling to know where to point you in this one. You might need to just pull me somewhere because I'm struggling to really keep track. I don't know how well these comps scale. I don't know who is going to be winning in the side lane. I'm a little bit confused.
I'm pretty confident in saying Team Secret outscales here. Yeah. In my opinion, Ashe is a better team fighter than Jhin. I think Camille gets to be a decent team fighter later on when she's strong enough to. Oh, okay, 𝗘𝗀𝗢𝗻.
Okay, 𝗘𝗀𝗢𝗻, he's going to get caught out instantly. Dies. 𝗧𝗏 gets caught with a hook on the backside. A flay onto the real one. Celebrity gets knocked up by the Cyclone, but it doesn't matter. He gets cleaned out, and Team Secret are hard winning this fight. 𝗏𝗏 throws a bit of that AoE. Coded diving forward, whips the legs across everyone, and look at that flay! Oh my God, Venus has just absolutely ruined EVOS, and Secret only lose 1 and they get 4.
The Baron most likely, another turret as well. This is going to be all she wrote for this game, I believe. Secret too far ahead. This engage combo, this is the first time we actually see a successful engage combo. Most of the time, so far in this league, we saw the 𝗏𝗏𝗺 double engage. It almost always amounted to nothing. There's a teleport. It's not 𝗧𝗏 teleport too. They are
TH. They're going to, but the Baron is already down. It's only a box stolen by 𝗬𝗏. He's going to get stunned up. There's a curtain call on the other side. Celebrity takes the first tag, but in goes D&K. He's onto TH. Can't quite finish him off. 𝗏𝗏 trying to kite away. Throws the wild cards, but it doesn't matter as the spear comes in.
Oh, D&K, there was one more tick from your fear, and I think he dies. Slightly too early on the turnaround, but they still got the Baron, so in the grand scheme of things, it's only 1 kill back. Ooh, sniper attempt. Nice.
Close. Let's have a look at this whole play.
Look at this engage combo. It is absolutely ridiculous. Poor 𝗘𝗀𝗢𝗺. What can he even do? He tried his best.
Look at Venus in this fight, though. He's already hit the flay onto 𝗧𝗏 to save Celebrity. Just watch this throw.
We once again see that Wukong is really not the greatest assassin. He's not an assassin. He's a team fighter, and he can't 1v1 the enemy AD carry against 3 people. Or 1v1 is a bad word there. Where he can't one-shot the enemy AD carry, especially not if he's protected. Celebrity actually outdamaged him in the fight, so it's not the right call with Wukong to go for the single target dive into the backline when you don't have any follow-up. He's not Zed, he's not Talon, he's not an assassin.
Yeah.
That's not his job. Zeros trying to go again.
Yeah, 𝗧𝗲 having a look, has been stunned up, pops the Cyclone just to get out. This could be trouble as he's very low. Ashe ult was stolen, so they don't really want to call the chase. But Dragon in 35.
He's absolutely smurfing.
Yeah. Yeah.
He predicted the movement from 𝗧𝗲, and 𝗧𝗲 had to blow ultimate, so 𝗧𝗲 is completely useless. Venus keeping him accountable even through invisibility. Next Dragon is going to be free for Secret. Are they going to make a move with this Baron to break an inhibitor? I believe it's already a little bit too late for that. They might try to pressure mid-tier tier 2 to really open up the map for the next Baron.
Yeah, they should be able to use it to get themselves onto Infernal Point as well. I don't think EVOS can contest this Drake as it's just about to spawn. There's some globals coming in once again. 𝗧𝗲 has been caught by the squad. That 3-man gank squad come in on top of the monkey, and he has been put back in his cage.
37 seconds. They could have hard committed to bot lane for a potential inhibitor for the next Baron. Instead, it's going to be a more conservative approach. Just break the 2 turrets into the free dragon to get on timing or to get the timer going for the Infernal Soul, of course. Not a bad choice either. I would have liked to see the little bit more assertive one too, but I feel like this is the more safe play and definitely a good play too.
Yeah, very, very true. As the bot lane move up towards the top side, there is one more inner tower to break, of course. So Celebrity wants to begin to move the minions in, but of course the Baron buff is about to fade, and it just has. So I don't think there'll be any real push, just a bit of farm.
Look at Venus playing a very defensive Thresh, just putting his box, not his box, of course, his lantern there to let Celebrity overextend and push in. DNK could be caught here.
Mm-hmm.
So hard to catch a Nocturne, though.
Yeah.
The spell shield.
Yep. Yeah. Just gets away. So let's kind of, while we have a moment, what do you think of the Nocturne so far? It's first one of the split, I believe. Have you liked it? I think it's been working. I think Team Secret have been playing this as a pretty well-oiled machine.
Yeah, I think Team Secret once again proving to us that they are the best drafting team. This is such a well-crafted composition. All the global pressure, the Ashe as the main teamfight damage, but not easily diveable either, even though all the other members dive forwards. The Ashe is protected by Thresh. She stays far back, uses her long range, and uses her hawk shot to also spot flanks and potential assassination attempts, I should say, because she hasn't been assassinated. Yeah. 3-0-6. So I really like this composition. I think Nocturne can be very good. I don't think you should ever not play a Nocturne composition if you want to play Nocturne. But if you build your composition around Nocturne...
Look at this. And once again, hello, we're the Three Musketeers. And they've got something out for 𝗧𝗲.
This combination of TF and Nocturne is what really makes this exciting. Both always show up at the same time. What can you do? There's, as you pointed out in draft, as we saw in the last game, it's a hard counter against the escapes for 𝗧𝗲, right?
Yep.
You just can't escape with the clone being spotted too. So it's so easy to just go there.
Top lane. There was a stolen Sylas Ashe arrow there. Thorn walking forward. He has to belly slam away now. And they're on the run. Team Secret want to make something of this, but I think they might think better of it. Look out in the bot lane. 𝗘𝗀𝗢𝗺's found himself a tower. 𝗧𝗲 isn't there to stop him. And the base is open.
And look at DNK shadowing him.
Yep.
He wants to pounce immediately when 𝗘𝗀𝗢𝗺 sees an enemy here. I think EVOS has figured this out. Yeah, they can't really defend this. If you go to defend this inhib, you'll just die to the Nocturne. He wasn't showing on the map. So now he's pushing in the mid lane. This is very well executed 1-3-1 or 3-lane push. Oh no!
Thorn tries to go in. The curtain call was there. There is a stolen Twisted Fatals. They want to try and make something happen. That was a bit weird. The golden statue sliding forward there. Never seen that one before. Artifact goes gold in response. They should be able to clean him up. 𝗧𝗲 going hog wild on the back line. Has got one knock up. The Celebrity's managing to run away. Look in the base. 𝗘𝗀𝗢𝗺 is killing towers. He wants to just get onto the Nexus. 𝗘𝗀𝗢𝗺 He's a quick boy trying to make a good show of this one. 𝗬𝗏𝗺 has the arrow, does a lot of damage in response, but look at 𝗀𝗀𝗺. He's on the enemy base. He's trying to get the kills. They have to commit 2 teleports to get back to him, and he's just trying to roll away. 𝗧𝗏 dodges out on the stun, should be able to use the clone to get a little bit of space up on him, but it doesn't matter because 𝗀𝗀𝗺 makes it out like a bandit.
Team Secret does their bot lane dirty. They didn't deserve to die for this, but at least it's still 2 inhibitors. What great macro we see from Team Secret here. Really using all their pressure points in the side lane, knowing how strong Coded is. He can push down turrets so quickly. 2 inhibitors down, this should be a very easy Baron once everyone is respawned. And I mean, the game is more than over. EVS can already think about the next one.
Yep.
Baron into Infernal Soul. Okay. Yeah.
It's on a low cooldown at this point.
It's true. I was a little bit confused because, of course, there's always the possibility of the enemy Silas showing up for no reason.
True.
But yeah, Infernal Soul, Baron into a clean top lane push should be what we see for Team Secret. Actually, not going straight to the Baron is a little bit confusing to me. There isn't really much they can accomplish right now, so just take the Baron. It's free.
It is, but I think they just want to make sure they get the soul first. Looks like that's what their priority is. I agree, they probably could have just taken the Baron, but maybe they just want to make sure that they say 100% Infernal Soul, because with Infernal Soul, no one is surviving the big global dive.
BNK also quietly gotten to level 16 now. He's super high level.
Yeah.
So
2 levels above 𝗀𝗏.
Who honestly is on a high level too, for considering his team's behind.
Oh, here goes B. That's a little bit split. They're just going to turn on the Pantheon. He puts the shield up to buy time, and where'd he go? He just vanished. As 𝗀𝗀𝗺 and Dean. Yeah, 𝗀𝗀𝗺 as well, obviously helping out, as that was, wow. That was like that scene in 300 with the arrows, but he didn't bring his shield.
Oh.
Didn't go well for him. Did not go well for him.
So the Pantheon support is another one of those picks that is so snowbally, and from behind it looks utterly useless.
Yeah.
But I mean, we have seen in Excel as well, especially in the hands of Palat, and Beryl comes to mind too. Kaiser had insane showings in the
LEC. Oh, DNK goes flying in. TH has been found and sent back to Siberia. This isn't looking good. That was blind! No, it must have been a hawk shot. There's no way that was truly blind, as he does try and get away, but 𝗬𝗏𝗺 claims the kill. Destiny. Destiny, of course. Silly me. That's why you're here, Yulwei, of course, as this is going to be Team Secret pushing on towards the Nexus. 𝗀𝗀𝗺 will jump forward, sweep those legs, but I think we will be swiftly wrapping up Game 1, and EVS has a lot of questions to answer if they want to take this to 3.
He was going 0-3 so far in the week.
A little bit more damage. They're going to go through. They just want a couple extra kills, or at least to make it look cool. But it will be Team Secret taking a fairly dominant win. It wasn't always clean, but it was never in doubt. And with that, we will be back in just a few minutes to break that down with our desk and talk more about it. Don't go anywhere, guys. We do have at least one more game. See you in about 5 minutes here on VCS English. Not to Welcome back, everybody, to this VCS English broadcast, bringing you EVOS versus Team Secret. It was an explosive game one as Team Secret threw a curveball with their composition, bringing those globals, Mr. Worldwide, for sure. My name is Everyday, of course. With me is Yulwei and Vinnie. And there's a lot to talk about with that game. We will just start by saying our chosen MVP, after much discussion, because we really struggled to pick, was Venus on the Thresh. We thought he was the individual best, but again, we really struggled to pick because, my word, Team Secret played well. Now, Vinny, I know you want to talk about this Team Secret comp, so run away with it, mate.
Right, so I'm actually, looking at the comp, it looks a little disjointed, but it actually turned out to be a really good team fight comp disguised as a split push comp. So with the Thresh set up to defend the Ashe, to pump out the consistent damage after the basically triple burst threats of Camille, Nocturne, and Twisted Fate, who can instantly get on top of the carries on the side of EVOS and blow them up. It was a very nice team fighting comp, and you saw, even though on the surface it should look like a split push comp, right? You've got Camille, you've got Twisted Fate. Shouldn't you 1-3-1? No, because when we did see them try and sort of 1-3-1, they got engaged on and they fell apart because they didn't have that proper setup in the core. They have a Flayed for disengage, and it didn't, and you couldn't do anything. So they ended up dying, and it was very sad because Celebrity was deathless until that point. But I mean, in the end, look, they basically 3v5'd and as 𝗘𝗀𝗢 tried to take the base, and but that was
tried.
I say he didn't actually end the game.
He got damn close, but Yulwei, what were your thoughts on this Team Secret comp? Can they run it back? How do you even counter it?
I think the Twisted Fate is one of the main components. So I feel like if Twisted Fate gets banned, they won't go for the Nocturne either. You might want to go. You might still go for something like Galio Nocturne. So then Nocturne dives in first, and Galio follows up as protection, a little bit of added CC. I really like this combination though, where especially against the Wukong. Wukong was so outdrafted in this composition. He couldn't go to the backline because there was Venus just playing bodyguard and flaying him away, or even grabbing him out of invisibility. He couldn't really go to the front line either because everyone spotted him on and made everything else disappear with darkness. So he just couldn't do anything. There was such a good answer into Wukong. But overall, I really like the phrase Vinnie used here. It's split push comp, teamfight comp disguised as a split push comp. Because it still could do both, kind of, right? Yeah. So even the time when they died on the other side, they got so much on the base. So I feel like this is the perfect comp for Team Secret, who is the best split pushing team, or one of the best split pushing teams. But you still need to be able to team fight not only in the meta, but also in this league. It's VCS, it's all about team fights. So a comp that can actually proactively look for picks and team fights, and then still applies side lane pressure coated on his big side lane champs is perfect. I like this draft. It's once again creativity coming out of Secret.
Yeah, it's a really beautiful draft, and I love to see more variations on it. Maybe like see a Shen in there, see if they're able to work in maybe a Braum, maybe a just Bard instead of Thresh, or things like that. Where all the roles are sort of just, you have different, just like 2 or 3 champions that can slot in, and the comp looks the same overall, but just yeah. I'm very excited. I hope they stick to this sort of style. It might be a bit predictable, but in the end, it's
you can predict it all you like. You still have to beat it.
Yeah, it's sort of a
predictable well. Draft, it's so hard to counterplay.
Yeah, but yeah, it's easy to predict, they're going to go for this style draft, but then once you're in the game, it's like, how are they going to play that draft? It's a flexible draft, and it's really nice.
That's
one of
the
best drafts I've seen out of this region after watching them play it.
Yeah.
Even though
like the adaptation
it looked kind of weird.
Yeah. Also like the adaptation to do this into Jhin. They kind of baited the Jhin, right? They went Ashe first pick, and you always know that Jhin is the possibility into the Ashe. Touted as a counter pick. I still don't really believe it's that hard of a counter, but maybe someone can prove me
it's the hardest.
Wrong at that.
It's the only ADC that can really stand up to her in lane at the moment, is the thing.
Yeah, that's fair. But the Jhin, of course, has no mobility.
Caitlyn, but Caitlyn's not as
then you have
useful
to play Caitlyn.
Yeah.
Caitlyn just got buffed.
Oh. But anyway, let's not dwell on that for too long. Let's we've talked a bit about Team Secret's comp. They may well just run it back. They might have something else in the tank. They could just go something standard. Let's have a look at EVOS, because they have to win it now. This is an important series for them should they lose.
Parquet is
good.
Yes.
Good start. I wasn't particularly impressed by TH. That Sylas wasn't doing much.
Opens up the ability to pick things that stop it being quite as effective. Like as I was saying, the Azir or something that can bounce them out. Once they dive onto the Jhin, you needed that, and Sylas was not going to be that. So
something like Cassiopeia or Galio, just a lot of counter engage to deal with the hard engage on the other side. Because Nocturne can't really not go in, right? What is he going to do? Is he just going to stand behind and use his Q to poke? That's not enough.
Yeah.
So I would like to see some more diversity from the mid lane position, and this makes a lot of sense too. Just ban away the Twisted Fate.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you're stuck facing Secret on red side. So, and with Renekton gone, you're kind of looking at every other top lane and going, but he can pick that, but he can pick that, he can pick that. What do I do?
Yep.
So, Secret's in a very good position with Goaded in the.
Let's see. Has 𝗧𝗲 actually brought out the 𝗧𝗲𝗺?
It's not a 𝗧𝗲 champ. That's really not a 𝗧𝗲 champ.
I don't think so. All. And I don't.
One 𝗧𝗲𝗺 game.
I don't think you'd.
One Fiora game as well.
I don't think you'd
Yeah.
want to play Mordecai anyway because what you just get the GP in your face.
Yeah,
That's true.
the problem here is that I think they save that R5 pick for Coded every time. Like, why not? He's just so good. 𝗧𝗏 is so much of a linchpin for EVOS. He's so important. If 𝗧𝗏 doesn't do well, EVOS doesn't do well.
The only other person I would say even consider saving it for would be DNK, just because when Sorn, just to give him that aggressive jungle matchup that beat us up Sorn. Okay, so all right, I say that as he's coming off a Nocturne, which isn't very aggressive, but I mean, Sorn's pathing was so shocking.
Yeah, that was absolutely.
Do you have any answer to for us what he did in the early game? What was his pathing?
Yeah, do you understand why he didn't take that blue buff?
So I can sort of understand the blue buff if you're going to sort of try and fake them out and go for an early top lane gank, like earlier than they expect. So they're like, all right, he's going to go blue, wolves. He's going to do a full clear. If you just go wolves, red, gank. There you go. You've caught them off guard.
I'd like to alert you. I would like to alert you that a Nocturne has just been locked in. It's happening again.
So far, it's looking a lot like a run back. I mean, the Twisted Fate is gone, so that's going to be slightly difficult.
And also, something we've just had pointed out by our stats gurus: if Team Secret wins this game, Cerberus is in 4th.
Whoa!
Oh, Team Secret.
If Secret wins this game, Cerberus is in 4th.
That's rough.
That is harsh.
Oh man.
Sorn goes back to the 𝗬𝗏. It's getting spicy.
So
in
once
the
again,
draft. It's getting cold.
free jungle for DNK. He can just power farm to 6. Might even look for an early invade. The early, again, opening up Jax. Will they go Jax now or Galio now? I think those are the two most likely champions here.
Now.
That way it might get banned out otherwise.
Having these set up to, like having the guarantee, you already have the counter pick, and you can just counter pick. Having that counter pick option for mid lane.
Hey,
all right, that is the opposite of what I would have thought would be your pick right now.
Does have a little bit of global pressure, right? They wanted another mid laner with global pressure. They didn't want to go Galio. They wanted more damage, more scaling as well. Very solid backline.
I don't mind it compositionally. I think it's just weird picked now.
Yeah, I agree. They wanted to see some more of what EVOS wants to ban away. Kabul and Jax are very obvious, though. So
yeah. But I mean, like, if you ban out the Jax, he can still just go to like the Malphite or the Mordekaiser. Like, there are other counters. Like, I think we're starting to see Wukong just have a few too many counters. You almost have to counter pick him. He's just not a good line pick anymore.
I mean, not that many of the Wukong counters are particularly hard counters. Like,
I guess
the Camille, the
surely not.
Maybe the Malphite. What?
Okay, coded volley. If anyone can do it, Coded probably can.
With a top lane Zoo. That was very unexpected. Where did that come from?
Volibear does deal a lot of
mostly in
damage.
The jungle, to be fair. His top lane didn't really get nerfed too much.
It's true. It's a bit off theme with the Nocturne, though. The Nocturne does look like he might be a little bit lonely on the dive. Like, Coded will try and follow him in, but he just can't go quite as deep. Thresh as well. That helps a lot for getting the Aphelios away. Ooh, is Parquet going to go the ultimate neutralizer?
There was the counter pick in the finals, right? There was the counter pick for Kati into DR1, so it would make a lot of sense. A little bit short range though on the whole composition.
Well, he goes to 𝗬𝗏𝗺.
That's one I teased against Nocturne. It's very good into Nocturne.
Yep. It's almost impossible to spell shield the ult while you're coming in.
I just don't understand the Volibear pick.
I mean,
take Thresh. Just take Thresh there. I mean,
they need an engage support. They need some follow-up dive.
Okay, so I mean, Bard has some. This draft is bad. The back end of this draft was terrible.
I think I'm going to reserve judgment on the 𝗬𝗺𝗺𝗁. I know we are very biased against it because it's been terrible in the VCS.
It's not even just the 𝗬𝗺𝗺𝗁.
I know. But just let me touch on the 𝗬𝗺𝗺𝗁 for a moment. I'm sorry. I will let you rip. He does magic damage. Coded will build damage. I have full confidence he's not going to be the silly boy and just build full tank in the top lane, which never works. I think I'm okay with the volley because it sets up really good level 6 dives. You turn the tower off, you bring the Nocturne. That's just a kill.
The dive is insane.
But
True.
Go ahead and touch on the other weird parts of the draft, Vinny, because they definitely exist.
So the draft ordering was also just straight up
that was weird.
Incorrect.
Yeah, I agree.
You have a guaranteed counter pick into Wukong, and it's one of Coded's best champions. Just pick the Jax, then you can wait. Then you can pick the Thresh or the support on the next rotation on the first pick. Then you get a guarantee. And if you get Thresh, Ashe, again, you've just shown it's a great lane and it scales really well. Then it comes into, then you get the counter pick on your mid lane, and you've set yourselves up really well.
Mm-hmm.
Now you've just sort of thrown it all away. You've given yourself even top lane. You've allowed a counter pick of sorts for your mid lane, and what Bard into Thresh is you've given Thresh over to Aphelios. It's like you've just made this game so much harder on yourself. It was a really bad back end draft.
Yeah, it
Even
is.
if the cards
but
came out okay.
Yeah, I agree.
For you to predict Evo?
Yeah, are you going to predict EVOS? We go in a 3, Vinny?
Oof. I think someone's jungle pathing has just been too shocking. I've lost faith.
Fair enough. So, Team Secret is what you think is going to be an 8-game weekend. But look at the start here, that is a hook straight onto the bear. Do they have enough follow-up CC? Not quite. So they're just going to whip him a little bit.
It's away.
Spicy start. Yeah, he just runs away.
You didn't even have to flash.
There
Wow.
was no other CC. They just had the hook, right?
Yeah. And they wanted to stack up the 𝗀𝗏 passive, of course. They have 2 melees there, but not quite enough.
I don't even think he had his E, though. He had his W. He used his flail, I think.
Ah, right. You're correct.
Yeah, so he can't even actually activate.
Stacking up the passive wouldn't even have done anything.
It gives...
So double cleanse mid lane.
Yeah, I mean, that makes a lot of sense. You don't want to get snared up in this one, or petrified up. The early play does give 𝗲𝗏 early lane control in the top side. You can see him positioning those minions.
It's not really enough time to dominate the lane from now on, though. And we already see an invade for DNK. This time around, he is going to get the enemy buff, so a good opportunity to 3-buff 𝗀𝗏, who on the Sejuani shouldn't really be the greatest champ to counter-invade the enemy red buff.
Oh, hello. Coded going in on 𝗲𝗏 here, but it might turn around, but there it is. The mighty pause will strike. Head flash.
𝗲𝗏, what are you doing?
Ooh, Coded, be careful. The teleport back in, but it's still just a level 1
He's
𝗲𝗏.
level 1, though.
Yeah, he can't do anything. Gotta ask, what was he doing there? No flash? He must have just thought he wins.
Yeah, so Wukong is an insanely strong level 1 champion, right?
Here we go. 𝗀𝗏 coming in. The Stormbreaker comes down. 𝗲𝗏 flashes forward. Yes. It's flashes for flashes for flashes. But 𝗀𝗏 picks up the kill.
Too late on the flash, Coded. Too late. You needed to flash immediately and then position your shield under turret. Instead, he waited for his shield to come in, then flashed, but then it was too late already, and the enemy team had caught up. So 𝗀𝗏 actually gets back after a horrible start in the jungle. He got 3 buffs.
Oh my god, it never stops in the top lane. Coded is going to land that, then the fear, and the bear gets another one. It's a zoo in the top lane, not just the champions, but the playstyle as well.
Field day for the minions, especially the red minions. They are not going to die to the hungry monkey. The hungry monkey is dead all the time, so the minions actually get to live a little bit longer, and this is a really big wave. Luckily enough, of course, 𝗲𝗏 with the extra movement speed. Oh, this is super smart from Coded. Coded's going to deny the whole minion wave because 𝗲𝗏 can't pass him.
That's genius.
That's so much experience. It's a little bit
DNK
dangerous, but of
shadowing.
course-
They win this 2v2, I have to think. And there's the Stormbreaker.
Well,
Look at
that's a
𝗧𝗏' health. DNK getting zoned away. Look at
no.
𝗧𝗏. He might be going back to the grave. 𝗀𝗀𝗙's just waiting for his cue. Those minions are dying. And I think 𝗧𝗏 might be going back to the dishwasher Yulwei. He jukes them out. Can they get the kill with the flash forward? DNK, now they have to contend with the Sneck. 𝗀𝗏 doing a lot of damage. He should be going down. No, he doesn't. Artifact is arriving on the rise. Can he get the overload down for the Rune Prison? Not quite.
Lame DNK there. DNK missed his Q. They could have gotten out if the DNK hits the Q. They don't have to overchase 𝗧𝗏 into the wrong direction. The game was almost over. Now EVS actually has a fighting chance. It's still a very, very bad situation in top lane.
One of these lanes is over.
Yeah. I mean, if they get the kill there and get out cleanly, the game's just over. The 𝗧𝗏 is so far down, they can just perma-pressure top lane. And you have to consider they picked this combo to dive at level 6. They aren't even close to level 6 yet, so what is going to come for 𝗧𝗏 at level 6? It's going to be hell. It's he can't even get close to his turret at that point, so he really desperately needs to get back into the game. At least hit level 4 now with the full mid lane wave, so I like this swap a lot. Getting him away from the very dangerous angry bear.
Yeah, that's very true, but I don't think it's going to last because 𝗘𝗀𝗄𝗃 doesn't want to be up against the bear either. Yeah, I mean, are we getting YT part 2? Like that first VCS top we really saw dominate?
He went 8-1. Coated 2-1 already, so it's possible. He's already building into damage too with the early sword there in his inventory. So that's good to see. That's going to be a good first item for Vinnie, especially.
Yeah, he's very happy, I'm sure. Giving us the thumbs up there in Discord. No worries, mate. Glad that we're keeping you happy. But, I mean, what do they do about this? How did they get 𝗧𝗏 to be relevant in this game?
So one thing that is actually good for 𝗧𝗏 is it's not that valuable to continue to dive and gank top lane now for DNK. It's already 0-3, so diminishing returns at killing him. Yeah. You're only getting something like 250 now out of him. The next kill is only going to be 220. So it's probably better to turn your attention to mid or bot lane if you're DNK here, or just power farm to a higher level.
It's
of course, if the kill is free, you take the kill.
Of course.
But
it's also quite fortunate that 𝗀𝗃𝗃 can't freeze. His passive just doesn't let him do it. This is actually quite fortunate that it's a Volibear, because he'd love to keep this wave way back where 𝗧𝗏 just cannot access the minions. But you see, if he wants to get every last hit, he has to stack the passive up, and now the wave hits the turret.
But you see, someone has to shadow 𝗧𝗏 all the time, because 𝗧𝗏 is now under threat of getting dived even 1v1. So there has to be someone moving up there. 𝗏𝗁𝗁 even moved to the top lane too. So Team Secret is now keeping all of EVOS's members accountable. They know where they are all the time, so it's even more time for DNK to farm up. The bot lane can freely push in whenever they want. We see the bot lane is pretty even so far, but Team Secret with early pressure, and this should just give them more and more objectives. The first one right now falling is the first dragon, of course.
Yeah, and EVOS has to give everything up at the moment. They just are way too weak, with 𝗀𝗏 constantly having to play up on the top side. B will go for the steal again, but does not get it. He's going to go for it every time. Why not, right? And it's already...
DNK does know.
He does. This time he absolutely does know.
Already 15 CS ahead too. Of course, he's very, very fast farmer. You can see he's up in CS over a lot of the laners, or even with a lot of the laners.
Yeah.
If he keeps this whole clear up, that's another 20 CS ahead of him. So he's going to hit level 7 soon, and then gank somewhere on the same level as the enemy solo laner, maybe even ahead of 𝗧𝗏, if he can get to the top lane. So he's playing a very efficient jungle style so far, and very accelerated early Nocturne. We saw the Nocturne last game. He got level 16, a level a lot of junglers never see.
Yeah. Very impressive performance out of Team Secret in general. 𝗀𝗃𝗃 wants to get that first turret plate, and does. While you may get diminishing returns from killing 𝗧𝗏, those turret plates are always very, very enticing as 𝗀𝗃𝗃 just goes further and further ahead. I don't think they can contest this Rift Herald either. I think you have to give this up. Your top laner just doesn't exist.
Yeah, now it's even the invade into the top side jungle. Of course, always need to be wary of this 𝗘𝗀𝗢𝗻 moving out of lane. So DNK. This ward is actually very interesting. A very smart ward into Nocturne. Of course, the level 6 range is actually not that much. It's like 2,500 or 3,000 maybe. So it's not actually anything close to global. It's not even semi-global. The first ultimate is pretty short ranged. So that ward that just died from DNK was very important to spot him out and kind of denied the first dive.
𝗀𝗏 having a bit of a look here. The paranoia should stop him being out of time. The smite doesn't actually pull the rush off. 𝗀𝗀𝗢𝗏 is the target here. Magical Journey is used. He's running towards the wall. He just wants to jump over, but the bear will get skinned, and it's 𝗧𝗏 that gets the kill.
Interesting decision there with the Team Secret to completely forfeit the fight there. They were 5v4 on the objective. They could have definitely fought there.
Yeah.
Very strange. So look at the items. I mean, it's not even like the items are in a big disadvantage right now. That was very confusing to me. They had decent positioning. Everyone was around. The enemy ADC was still on bot lane. He could have smashed that fight.
Yeah. Definitely could have. Oh, speaking of getting smashed, 𝗘𝗀𝗢𝗺 might be in some trouble, but there's an instant teleport. 𝗧𝗏 is going to arrive, but thankfully, it's a bard, so they do get out. Oh no, 𝗧𝗏 has got nothing out of his teleport, Yulwei. They have to make this dive happen.
𝗀𝗀𝗢𝗏 has teleport 2 to respond, so if they can spot the dive happening, 𝗀𝗀𝗢𝗏 can come.
They should be able to. There's a 𝗧𝗲𝗺𝗏𝗺 ult there. There's the teleport coming in. The Cyclone is good. Celebrity tries to flash away, but he's in so much trouble. He's dealing out the damage, but it's not good enough, and 𝗃𝗏𝗄 gets 𝗧𝗏 gets a double kill.
𝗀𝗀𝗢𝗏 with very bad target.
Oh dear. They're going to come straight back. It's the salty run back. They want to get revenge for their monkey brother as he gets another kill. 𝗀𝗀𝗢𝗏 will get one in exchange, but 𝗧𝗏 might just be back.
DNK, in the meantime, playing top lane, got all the waves, got all the experience, and the full top lane turret, or not the 4 platings, I think it was still.
Yep.
So in terms of gold, Team Secret is actually still ahead, but that's a big swing. Team Secret reading the dive. Not very well. And also 𝗀𝗀𝗢𝗏 just completely messing up his target selection. DNK has to be careful. He has flash though, so should be fine. But 𝗀𝗀𝗢𝗏, instead of trying to peel for his bot lane and try to get at least 1 kill back, also able to then disengage towards the top side after the dive, went aggressively on to 𝗃𝗀𝗢𝗏 and tried to get the counter kill on 𝗃𝗀𝗢𝗏, but of course, 1 bear on almost no items against the whole bot lane is not going to be enough. So very bad team fighting there for 𝗀𝗀𝗢𝗏. Cost them a lot, and Team Secret lost all their early lead.
He's ahead of 𝗀𝗀𝗢𝗏𝗏 now. This is the top lane's back. I asked how they make 𝗧𝗏 relevant again. Well, 𝗃𝗏𝗏 just showed us. You just dive bot and get him 4 kills.
And that shouldn't have worked. That's the most important part. It was so telegraphed. He teleported bot, and 𝗧𝗏 is not going to straight up run back to the top lane. He never does that. If he commits his teleport, if he commits his mobility spells, he always goes for another play. And they just wrapped around. They had no vision on Swan. And then they spotted the dive, and 𝗀𝗀𝗢𝗏𝗏 immediately called his teleport. That is a good play. That's not bad. That's you want to protect your bot lane, but then also play to protect your bot lane. Don't go in on the enemy spot lane and give up another kill, while all the time not flashing. 𝗀𝗀𝗢𝗏𝗏, throughout dying 3 times, hasn't used his flash.
Yep. It's not been the best conversion of the early lead. And now 𝗃𝗏𝗏 have full priority on this Drake. Team Secret just have to give it up. And we suddenly have a game back on our hands, Yulwei. The VCS is truly a region you can never predict.
Absolutely not. So the main advantage in terms of gold is now in DNK's hands, of course. Got so many minions. Look at his score line. 104 minions, ahead of all the AD carries and all the top laners.
Yep.
Only the mid laners farming better than one of the junglers. So he's super strong. He's also level 9 already. So they need to play around this Nocturne.
Yep. This is What does this mean for the game, though? Because it's still 2 very good scaling mid laners. Nocturne is very far ahead of the Sejuani, as Artifact and Parquet are having a bit of a duel, but the Cassiopeia ult does miss. But they're not going to pull a trigger on any counter engage.
We have to come back to this Cassiopeia pick, because of course that was one of the picks that changed between the games, and one of the picks as a counter into not only Rise, we all know about this counter matchup, but also against DNK. It's so difficult and also dangerous for DNK to die straight up onto Cassiopeia. He's probably going to get out-dueled even from this far ahead. Yeah. He's probably just going to get stopped by either Miasma or the ultimate, of course, Petrifying Gaze coming in. So what can DNK do? He needs to go away from the Cassiopeia and still find kills. So probably the spot lane is not the worst target. No. Can they find any kind of engage on 𝗧𝗫𝗺?
Yeah, I mean, if they find 𝗧𝗫𝗺 alone, he does just instantly die. The Ash Arrow into the Nocturne follow-up is very, very simple, but at the moment they are just going to back off, play it safe, and get some resets.
Honestly, if you Parquet, of course, is cleanse, so this cleanse is going to be very useful against the Ashe ultimate, of course. But you still have Venus's ultimate, and that can't be cleansed. So there might be a lot on Venus later on in this game, and Venus had some good Bard games, but he hadn't really shown us like the highs from Slay, Palette, or of course Ron OP. His Bard is decent, but he hasn't really carried games, so he needs to step up here. After getting the MVP for the first game, he needs to show us another insane performance on his support.
Very, very true. Artifact as well, of course, someone to watch as he's hit that level 11, the second rank of the ultimate. The Q's dealing more and more damage. Celebrity getting on towards the tower. Where are we looking? When do these teams next want to fight, Yulwei?
We're looking at the top side objective, just getting started by EVOS. It seems like Team Secret wants to give that up, which is a decent call to make, as Team Secret also just grinding down the bot lane turret right now. So it's probably going to be turret for turret.
Trouble, but doesn't go in.
He has flash and cleanse. It's very unlikely. Maybe you can get a flash, but yeah. It's very unlikely to actually yield anything of importance. This arrow... Yeah, they have enough damage on this mid turret. Mid turret is just going to fall. Team Secret, too late to the party.
Yeah, it's still going to fall. Almost better to let the Rift Herald charge there, so it takes damage.
Yeah, because now it's full HP.
Yeah.
So they get a lot of damage. People are too late. This might just be tier 2 falling too.
Yeah, it is. This could even be a charge on the Inhib tower. In fact, I think it definitely will be. This is a bit of a comedy of errors here out of Team Secret. That Bard ult really helped EVOS out.
And they're desperately looking for a way to engage, for an angle to come in on the 5. But Nocturne never wants to engage on a full 5-stacked enemy team, especially not into so much CC. So there's no way for DNK to get in. He has all the gold lead, or now they are at a deficit. But if you take into consideration the lead in the jungle... DNK still lurking.
DNK wants it. There's a Realm Warp, but he's going to be going very far forward. Has to find a way out now. And Artifact is paying for his jungler's sins. Has to flash away. But there's the Aphelios ult. It's all going wrong here. 𝗘𝗀𝗢 goes into Big Bear form, but it's a double kill for the 𝗬𝗲𝗎. Boar beats Bear.
What is going on?
Secret's collapsing. The mental. They have mental problems. We know this.
That was a 5-man stack every day. Why would you ever engage as the 3-man? Even if you get the kill, you all die.
Yep. It's very, very silly.
That made absolutely no sense whatsoever. Now actually getting EVOS very far ahead. Look at this. More than 2k gold lead now. Next dragon is going to spawn in 10 seconds, which should just be EVOS's dragon for free at this point. So now it's on Team Secret to find a way back into this game. They have a very telegraphed composition. It's very much go in or go home. And even if you go in, you probably have to go home at this point. So,
this is very, very poor execution of such a good early game. The game was borderline over for Team Secret, but they've just thrown it all away. This isn't good. And we know this team struggles with their mental. They often have a bit of mental boom. We have the running joke that game 3, they pick Echo Jungle and lose. I'm a bit worried.
Absolutely. And if EVOS is able to fight back here, winning the second game is almost always better than winning the first game in best of 3.
Yep.
Momentum is in your favor. You just beat the enemy team so far, it looks like a very solid way. Not dominating, but very solid. And
Okay, so
it's going to be so
bold.
hard for Team Secret.
Look how bold he is.
It's going to be so hard for Team Secret.
Look how bold he is. There's the Ash Arrow, gets the cleanse. But he has absolutely no fear. The rest of his team is on the way.
sure.
He's dealing so much damage. 4 of them are running away from one slippery snack. They're going to try and turn it around onto 𝗬𝗺𝗺. DNK is carving him up. Should be able to get this kill even through the Archangels. 𝗀𝗀𝗢 slips away. Does a little bit of a ninja impression. Splinter cells out of there. But 𝗧𝗲 has arrived in the alcove for some alcove gaming. 𝗀𝗀𝗢 now in so much trouble. He's going to buy as much time as he can, but I don't think he has any chance of getting away. So it's a 1-for-1.
Team Secret got away with murder there. This could have been just the last nail in the coffin if they actually get caught.
4v5.
And if 𝗬𝗺𝗺 steps back a little bit further and lets his team come in and not overextends with his cleanse down, then I think they all die and the game's just over. So it's just this way. It's just a 1-for-1. So in the end, not the end of the world. They also got both of the summoner spells out of 𝗬𝗺𝗺, and the cleanse is actually the more important one. So now he can come in with Ash Arrow into DNK's ultimate and just burst down the snack, as you like to call her.
It's a danger noodle. Yeah, that was
do anything.
very, very dangerous for Team Secret. As you said, getting away with murder, and they barely even dug the grave. Really surprised they didn't get caught there. 𝗀𝗀𝗢 paid the price. Think about 𝗀𝗀𝗢's start and consider he's now 3-5.
Great top lane champion.
So, 𝗬𝗲𝗺 top in the VCS. How about we stop picking it, guys?
Yeah, please. Yes, I agree. Wholeheartedly agree with that. His early game finally looked like a 𝗬𝗲𝗺 top lane early game is supposed to look, just dominating lane phase, getting a solo kill level 1. But still,
It doesn't.
It's falling off already. Yeah, I mean, now he's just going to be a meatball with a little bit of extra damage. And 𝗃𝗀𝗢𝗃 is getting caught.
Oh, but here we go. 𝗃𝗀𝗢𝗃 absolutely has been caught out. As here we go. B has been the next target there. He goes gold. Venus charging forward, but they're going to try and turn it around. 𝗀𝗀𝗢𝗃 has to jump away. This 𝗬𝗲𝗺 ult not getting much done. 𝗬𝗲𝗻 in the middle of the enemy team. 𝗀𝗀𝗢𝗃 gets Mikhail's. In goes the Wukong, but look at the rise damage. Those overloads spreading across the team. DNK running away. 𝗀𝗀𝗢𝗃's gone down, as has 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. This is very, very dangerous. Venus now, he goes down, and EVOS are cracking this game open. The egg is spilt, and they're having some breakfast.
How did they do that? That was 4v5. The AD carry was dead. They just stomped them in the team fight. I need to see that again. They were so fast. All the extra, the clone and stuff, looking like extra members for EVOS, and a celebrity might just die there if you collide with 𝗧𝗲 here.
Yeah,
𝗧𝗲 on the chase.
Yeah, there's a hawk shot to spot him, so we should be able to route this one out.
You might have wanted to use that blast cone instead, but it's going to be the big Baron on, of course, 5k gold lead as well. He was already looking like the better team in team fight, so this might just be game 2 going over to EVOS, and we have our first game 3 on our hands. Hopefully, we really wanted to see some game 3s with these very hype matchups.
Yeah.
So far, only going 2-0 back to back to back. It's not going to be the case in this one, unless Team Secret can come up with something very special.
Yeah, we have to hope so, as it looks unassailable here for EVOS. The gold's gone to the right place. We already see how dangerous 𝗬𝗺𝗺𝗃 is. We know he's a very, very good 𝗘𝗀𝗢𝗃 player, and it's got to be said, why'd you bring TH in game 1? Look, it's night and day with the different mid laners.
Very good question.
Let's have a look at how this one happened.
So 𝗃𝗀𝗃 gets caught. This is a very good start. This is exactly what this composition wants to do, so
But
perfectly executed.
I feel like they can back off.
They could back off, but also if you win this hard against the enemy AD carry, you don't feel like you have to back off. Now Song with the re-engage backs off again, and where does the turn come? I think it starts with the 𝗧𝗲's hitting artifact here. Look at all the rise damage. I thought this would...
Oh my god, that's a 5-man knock-up.
And also 𝗬𝗺𝗺𝗃 following up with a big petrifying gaze, hitting at least 3 targets. I'm not sure about 4, but stopping or chaining up perfectly with the CC from 𝗧𝗲. So it looked like 𝗧𝗲 did everything there, but 𝗬𝗺𝗃 also coming in with the clutch stun and a lot of extra damage. Petrifying gaze actually has decent base damage too.
Yep. And
so that was really the big thing there.
And that is going to be a base turret broken. They had the shot at 𝗬𝗪𝗺 but the 𝗬𝗺 ult did go wide. Now, I think this inhibitor just has to fall there. Oh, they're going to go for the fight. DNK dives in onto 𝗬𝗺𝗺, but he gets the Moonlight Vigil off. They can't go into the turrets, not when he's got Red Gun. And that Nocturne ult dealt literally no damage to 𝗬𝗪𝗺. Literally none.
They just can't go in.
Nope.
This is such a good counter team composition into the early Nocturne. Early Nocturne is so dangerous. You talked about the Nocturne pick in the last game and how I liked it in that specific composition. But Nocturne is so binary. It's so easy to counter draft into the Nocturne. And we just see this come to fruition now for EVOS. It's 2 carries, 2 immobile carries even, that are very good into Nocturne with so much counter damage in CC from 𝗏𝗺 and 𝗬𝗺𝗺. And also just 𝗀𝗏 hovering around them too, providing a lot of CC and extra threat.
𝗀𝗏 showing his 𝗬𝗺 again. This is a champion only he is playing. He's had 1 or 2 bad games on it, but when he's good, he's just unstoppable.
Yeah, his 𝗬𝗺 is legendary. But yeah, I feel like this game is, there isn't much to do for Secret.
What is this, DNK? Trying to deny the Drake, but he's lucky that he can surf the darkness on out. That was very bold.
I don't mind this.
It's a good attempt. It's a good attempt.
Yeah, it's an attempt. They are so far behind. They can't really do anything anymore. So, I mean, let's try to come up with a way for Team Secret to win a team fight. It basically has to feature artifact free firing for like 3-4 rotations. Maybe then the targets are softened up enough for a celebrity to knock them down, or for artifact even. But it's very unlikely to happen. Ryze also struggles immensely into 𝗬𝗪𝗺's 𝗘𝗀𝗪𝗺. Just outranged here, especially into 𝗘𝗀𝗪𝗺. So, 2 levels ahead from 𝗏𝗺. 𝗏𝗺 is super strong, 9,600 gold right now. Still almost 2k gold behind his top laner, 𝗬𝗪𝗺, who started with getting solo killed over and over again in top lane, now highest gold in the game.
Can't keep a good monkey down, as he's figured out how to use tools, getting very good use out of those opposable thumbs. And it seems like it is going to be the rise of the Planet of the Apes in this game, as 𝗧𝗏 is fighting back from a very poor start, as you said. And it looks like EVOS are just the cocks of the walk. How do they ever lose anything? As 𝗧𝗏 catches 𝗀𝗀𝗪𝗏 in the side, but 𝗀𝗀𝗪𝗏 is a quick boy. Might be able to run away, but 𝗧𝗏 doesn't want to let him. Hasn't even used the Cyclone yet. He's just going to keep charging and bonking, or just give him the thumbs up and walk away.
Thumbs up is the most used emote in the VCS for sure.
Yep.
Everyone just spamming that, especially top laners. Really like to spam that one in dives and stuff like that.
It's a quality emote.
For sure. I would like to see some variation. We have some other thumbs up emotes.
Yeah, it's true. As there is an ult into the Ash Arrow. This is their attempt, but 𝗬𝗺𝗺 kiting back well. DNK is on top of him. They've killed the 𝗬𝗪𝗺. Venus takes a lot of damage. He does go down. 𝗀𝗀𝗺 got a stun with the Volley Bear ult. He gets hooked though, and with the teleport coming in, 𝗧𝗏 is about to go absolutely nuts on the backline. He gets stopped for a moment, has to go gold. Celebrity fires a volley, but DNK is absolutely hating his life. Who's the real nightmare? Artifact wants to get the last couple of overloads. Can't quite hit it though. He's missing everything. He's absolutely choking. He missed 3 in a row. This isn't good enough out of this rise. Oh, it's 4 in a row. Come on, Artifact. You have to hit it. It's a big fat ball. 5 in a row. Finally on the 6th attempt. Imagine if he'd hit a few more. Celebrity does what he can, but it's not quite enough.
Is that enough to finish the game? It's both solo laners still alive. It should easily be enough time.
Yep.
Or 5 seconds on the coach. It might actually just be the turret and inhibitor, or even just the turret.
They're a bit scared of Venus being out of buy time. Venus.
So, yeah, I misread the death timers there. Coated almost alive, and DNK coming to life as well. That was a good attempt from Team Secret. A very good team fight. Venus tries to chase down. If they get 𝗧𝗏 here, they might be able to get the Baron.
Nope.
Nope.
He's out of there. Look at this. I want a replay just to have Artifact. Come on. The shaky hands there. We'll talk about it more when we do see it. But, I mean, Team Secret got about the best possible team fight they could there. And it wasn't enough.
Yeah, indeed. So DNK is still farming up a storm. He's level 14, equalizing Zorn's level 14. He's almost 200 CS, of course. But this champion doesn't really offer much other than damage. And, I mean, damage they need, but they also need some CC to lock down the targets. So far, not able to kill 𝗧𝗃𝗧. The one time he died was when he suicided overextending in the top lane. In all the team fights, they haven't been able to deal with this very, very strong Snake Lady.
Mm-hmm. This has been the problem for sure. Baron is started up. This could be the last chance for Team Secret. They call in the teleport, but 𝗧𝗲 is just going to engage on them now. Where is DNK? He goes straight in onto 𝗧𝗲𝗺, but he's got a stopwatch this time, which means the Nocturne can do absolutely nothing. 𝗧𝗏 will get slowed up for a moment. There was a big Bard ult on the backline there as well. Can Artifact get the damage down? They're just going to run away. Celebrity is in a very cheeky little position here to try and hit some volleys. But it's still the jungler dead. This should be Baron.
A decent poke from Celebrity, still full HP, has flash and ult available. So it's all on him to stop this.
Mm-hmm.
But his Ashe doesn't really have the damage to go 1v5 here or anything of the
𝗧𝗏 is just going to dive in, zone them off. He's got a GA available, so he does not need to be afraid. Is there a Tempered Fate? No, of course not. It's still on cooldown. There's the miasma. Can they get a Miracle Steal? Of course not. Sorn with the safe hands. Magical Journey used. Are they going to follow it? 𝗧𝗏 is. But he gets stunned up. Can Team Secret disengage?
So look at what is also available on the bot side of the map.
Mm-hmm.
They haven't reset, and DNK is running out of base. So this might be the last chance to look for a fight.
There's the Nocturne ult to get him close. He goes on Sorn. That is a secure there. DNK didn't even have to smite it. He goes straight back down. He loves the grey screen. As Sorn and 𝗧𝗃𝗧 do get bound together, Coded is running down the lane. 𝗧𝗏 on the chase, but it's a good slow by Celebrity. They should get out, at least for now.
Good flash. Celebrity really trying to get this game. He's playing a very good Ashe game again, but it's not enough.
I'm annoyed we never got a replay of the top side.
Nope, because the game is just over.
Yep, exactly. We don't get
still not level 16.
We don't get replays when the game ends. There is a Bard ult to buy some time. This is it, Team Secret. Last chance saloon. You have to fight a 4v5 as your Nocturne is not going to spawn for another 8 seconds. Look at that Aphelios wave clear. That flamethrower is getting rid of the minions. And they do
you
hold
have to chase. You have
for
to
another
chase.
moment.
It's
yeah.
Never.
I feel like they
haven't
to go.
reset forever. They are going to come back with so many more items. You can't win a fight afterwards. Really feel like Team Secret has to chase here. Of course, it's super risky. Realistically, what are you going to lose? The game is already lost. If you get a miracle teamfight victory here, maybe you can just run it down mid lane and steal the game away. Because the next teamfight is not going your way after the new items come in, after all the flash timings are up again. Look at 𝗧𝗏. He will have his flash available, and Celebrity doesn't have his. So I think Team Secret just basically surrendered the game there and is getting ready for Game 3. Team Secret can't lock in the 4-0 week. They have to fight for the second victory.
That they do. I think it's a bit of a French pause as a term from another game where you just slowly, you try and lose as slow as possible so you can talk about the next game. And it definitely looks like that's what it's going to be. But I don't know how much thinking time they're going to go for as 𝗧𝗏 dives in. Celebrity, he's been so good, but not good enough now. The Bard ult will lock up a few, but there's just no damage. Venus, DNK, and Artifact are the only ones left standing. And Artifact is missing overloads once again. He deals a lot of damage, but he's got to actually hit the spells. 𝗧𝗃𝗧 has the Zhonya's and the shield. And it's just going to be EVS on the victory lap as they claim Game 2 against Team Secret. And we finally, this weekend, have a 3-game series.
It's not going to be the 12th game week. I was getting scared every day. I was getting scared. We would go 2-0, 2-0, 2-0. But now we finally move to a game-deciding Game 3. EVS needs to win this one to have a chance of getting top 4. It's a very important one game.
That we do. We'll be back in just a few minutes for our analyst desk to try and break it down and bring you into Game 3. We hope you're enjoying the show, and we will see you in just a few minutes here on VCS English.
This harness will guide us through dangerous nights. It humbles the foe with its grace. The thumbnail will help us prevail and survive. Our deadliest fate we embrace.
Welcome back, everybody. We did have a little bit of a crash there, but we're okay as we are headed into Game 3, the final game of our big 2 days of game. I am joined, of course, by Yulwei, Vinnie, and my good friend, the 𝗧𝗲𝗺, as Artifact did choke that fight so hard that I cannot believe it. What do we think going into Game 3, boys? Give us your reaction to Game 2, of course. Vinnie, what was your take on that one?
I don't know if we have enough time for the length of time I would have to cry for my reaction for that game, because that was so bad.
It was awful.
You had it. 𝗧𝗲𝗺 was gone, and then you just give him 4 kills. 𝗧𝗃𝗄𝗽 gets to freely roam and do 𝗧𝗃𝗄𝗽 snake things, and then DNK is useless. And I mean, like, they killed 𝗘𝗀𝗢𝗺 a couple of times. Oh, and that fight around mid lane where they found that great pick onto 𝗘𝗀𝗢𝗺, really good. Then, you know, EVS comes in to collapse. They're like, okay, we know to back out. They back out again. Then they sort of re-engage and get the kill on B. Then they back out again. Volley ults out of the fight. Then they keep going around and go right back in and die. When Volibear ults out, you piss off. Do not go back.
Of course. We're gonna we are heading straight into draft. We would have liked to talk a little bit more, but OBS is a great program as we head straight in for our final game of the night.
No, we didn't want to talk more about that.
Oh, I wanted to talk about going into game
an MVP
3.
though. I think we
true. We need an MVP.
announce our MVP.
That's true.
Oh, yeah.
𝗧𝗃𝗄𝗽. It was 𝗧𝗃𝗄𝗽 on the Cassiopeia. We all agree on that.
Who would have thought putting in a real mid laner would give you more options in the drafting phase?
Yeah,
I know
crazy.
it's a new concept, but
Shocking indeed. Also, I mean, shout out to 𝗧𝗲𝗺. He like, the early game was mostly on him, but he turned it around. He turned around very well.
That's very true.
Out of him.
But let's start talking about the draft. It is Renekton, Syndra, Karma, Lucian, TF, and Graves. Lucian hitting the ban. That's a little bit strange. I don't think it's been hitting it before. But there it is, the 𝗬𝗏𝗺 first pick. Both teams doing that. And 𝗧𝗏𝗺, he's just going to go straight back to the zoo.
I don't think you needed to first pick that. I think if you wanted to first pick an 80k, pick the Ashe. You did way better on the... Celebrity was killing it on the Ashe. Maybe it's a takeaway saying 𝗘𝗀𝗢𝗺's Ashe isn't as good as 𝗬𝗏𝗺's, but I don't know. Oh, although
Team Secret wanted a little bit more damage from the bot lane position, so
yeah. Although if Artifact's not going to be able to land any of his damage, you want as much damage as you can out of your one performing member.
Indeed.
Fair enough.
I think that's a good reason. Team Secret can now go jungle and support if they want to conceal their solo lanes for now. Could also just log in one of the solo lanes plus the support to give DNK a few more options later on. DNK seems to have a deep champion pool in the jungle too. I would hate to see another Nocturne this early on. Please don't give the enemy the opportunity to just pick something into Nocturne. And I think it's time for 𝗧𝗏𝗺. Another one.
Looks like it's gonna be horses, yeah.
We're moving to a different zoo this time around, where we had Wukong against Volibear.
We're off to the
It might
farm.
just be Wukong against 𝗃𝗃𝗄𝗃.
We're stopping by the farm. We're picking up some horses, and that's an early.
Yeah, it's another early Nocturne.
Yep.
So now
This
the
is-
question becomes: is it 𝗃𝗃𝗄𝗃 or is it
okay.
Cassiopeia here? Okay,
Hey, the softer
It's the
counter.
rock.
interesting.
Rock solid.
Hmm.
Although
What do you think about that?
you're sort of trading, right? You're trading positions with the Nocturne. When Nocturne goes in, Malphite goes out, and then there's no follow-up for the Nocturne.
It's true.
Yeah, I don't mind the
think that's
Malphite
it.
as the counter pick, but I kind of mind the Malphite in this position, because if you're going to pick Malphite, just pick Cassiopeia first. Malphite is not going to get banned. I don't think Team Secret saw the Malphite coming for 𝗧𝗏𝗺. His
No.
go-to counter pick was
Has been
𝗃𝗃𝗄𝗃.
yeah.
So, and I think probably the next one you would anticipate is Jax. So I feel like you're never going to ban Malphite away from 𝗧𝗏𝗺. So just the Cassiopeia again. Cassiopeia should be a very obvious ban. Team Secret, please. just ban that snack.
They banned the Orianna. They know they don't want the control mages. If you go the 𝗘𝗀𝗄𝗧𝗺 again, did you not learn? It single-handedly shut... Ooh, a Shen ban. They're very worried about that Shen support. We have seen it, of course. Very interesting.
I don't think it's necessarily a concern on the side of EVS as so much as it's removing a possibility. Like, because DNK did sort of pop off in the first game, so giving him that extra protection, and Ashe is even less protectable than Aphelios, and when there are two people on her face, so Thorn's gonna get the Trundle.
Trundle into
I
Nocturne.
haven't seen that for a while.
Ooh,
It is.
I don't feel like that's a good matchup for Trundle. That should favor Nocturne, especially level 6. I feel like Nocturne can kill Trundle level 6.
Yeah, I have to agree. We're going to see a bit of 𝗧𝗲. There's already a lot of good ults, to be fair. Malphite ult and
Yes, for
Ashe
sure.
ult
Okay, there is a
already.
Malphite.
Like,
There is a
I
Malphite,
kind of
but
like
alright.
that, but it's risky because you're just going to get counterpicked.
There's a lot. Look, at the moment, there's a lot of dives, so they need something defensive from the bot lane. I'd
Yeah.
almost like to see Braum.
Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. I feel like the 𝗧𝗲 can actually go relatively
Ooh,
unscathed here.
okay. I kind of like
Whoa,
this.
that is a new one.
I like this for Aphelios. It stops the Malphite ult.
It's very good into Malphite here.
Yeah, but
It's kind of
I
useless
don't
into
think
Trundle.
I feel it's like, sure, you can block the ults and hooks and whatnot, but it doesn't provide actual disengage.
And
So-
speaking of disengage, there's the
You don't-
𝗂𝗲𝗄𝗧 that you wanted so much in game one.
I got excited for a second.
I thought we would see the Ziggs as well. It was so close. But no, we will be going to the Emperor of Shurima. Shurima rises. And it's a good one. It just as Vinny said, yeet the Nocturne out of your backline. Ya yeet.
Yeah.
So what do we think of these comps, boys? Vinny, why don't you give me your opinion on Team Secret's comp? The Nocturne has come in all 3 games. Which team will he truly be a nightmare for?
I'm really not loving this overcommittal to the Nocturne. I mean, DNK's champion is super questionable recently. And I feel, yeah, they're going all in on dive, and as you see, those are like the first 2 picks with as soon as you see Nocturne and Wukong, you're just like, all right, we pick to have decent defense for our bot, for our carries, and we're good to go from there. And so what did Team Secret do? They just doubled down on it, and they're not going to do anything because the 3 are going to go forward. They're going to falter, and then Celebrity's not going to be able to catch up and deal the rest of the damage. That's what I think.
Yep. And what do you think, Yulwei? Give us your opinion on the EVOS comp. Is this going to get them over the line in Game 3, or are you a little bit worried?
I think 4 of the 5 pieces are well put together and make a lot of sense into the enemies. I'm not in love with Trundle. I feel like Trundle is kind of out of place. It doesn't really add much as you already have the dive from Malphite, so you don't really need the extra disruption, in my opinion. It's still a very, very decent composition. I like the 𝗬𝗲𝗺 kit again.
But
It's hard to call. It's very hard to call.
It is, and we'll have to get more of your opinion because, Vinny, who's taking it? Will Team Secret tie Cerberus at 3rd, or is EVOS going to strike?
I think Cerberus.
Cerberus?
no,
Oh,
sorry,
they're going to win this game. Wow.
Yes, they are, because I think EVOS is going to take it. I think Secret's history of mental fortitude, and I've said my bet on the draft. I don't think it's a great draft.
Fair enough. Well, we'll find out, Vinny. Will you be vindicated or will you be wrong? We'll find out. It's hard to call for sure. Strange drafts on both sides. Well, Yulwei, we finally got a 3-game series. It's been a long day, for me at least. But it's been a long day for both of us, as starting on the top side compared to the bottom side start for DNK. Where do you think the junglers will be going early, and which lane are your eyes glued to?
We've seen this top lane matchup a lot already. It's not super exciting. I feel like bot lane has a lot of openings. Thresh into Morgana is a super interesting matchup because it's not that hard of a counter. A lot of people say it's a counter into the Morgana is a counter, but Thresh can still follow up and wait out the. So if Thresh grabs, the grab does not get. It's not like Blitzcrank grab that just disappears. The Thresh can still follow up on the grab. 𝗧𝗃𝗍 takes a very bad trade, level 1.
That was
Traded it for
shocking.
his Xerath's mana bar, though, so it's not super bad. He probably doesn't have to recall here. But back to the bot lane point. So Thresh can still follow up and set up his jungler for success. So I would like to see a little bit of play around the bot lane. DNK is just going to power farm. We all know that. It's Nocturne. It's probably not going to be an early gank like last game, where it wasn't really a gank, it was more skirmishes in the top lane. That led to him actually having to do something before level 6. This is just intimidating Ghost floating around the mid lane, so Park has to back off and lose another CS.
Yep. A bit of a
Very intimidating champion indeed.
It is. He's a spooky
But
boy.
yeah, I feel like 𝗀𝗏 is going to play bot side, because why would you gank top lane? Top lane is going to win anyway. Why would you gank mid lane? Parky can't really set you up until he hits level 6. Maybe then there's a gank. But other than that, 𝗀𝗏 should look for something here.
Yeah, I have to agree, as we do see the Ashe supremacy already on display in the bot lane, as Team Secret is under their tower, but they're doing a good job getting every CS there, so this 𝗃𝗍𝗺 is not too upset.
We can see the some of the 100 nerfs we have seen for the 200 years already in play. Not quite the lifesteal he had on release. It's only
Not
3% early on, maybe 4% now. So not quite able to farm immediately back up to full HP. Instead, he has to contain with being on 3/4, maybe, something like 3/4 HP.
Oh, poor 𝗃𝗍𝗺, damage matters. Oh, poor boy. Drink some more poison. Fun fact, that's actually why he can't talk. He drinks poison. As Coded takes another bad trade. Yeah, the same. Maybe you should drink some more. Maybe he can finally die. That'd be nice. But yeah, it's so his sister can talk. Everyday lore checking.
I was actually quite surprised that we see so many first pick 𝗃𝗍𝗺s still, even on 10.
Ooh, Artifact taking a horrible trade there. Parquet gets absolutely the better of him, as the junglers are having a little bit of a geese fighting over the popcorn chicken, but 𝗀𝗏 will take the big dirty bucket.
And you say Parky wins the fight, and he does in terms of HP, but Artifact really just wanted to push in the lane to back up his jungler. He wanted to recall anyway, so the HP trade doesn't actually matter too much, and Parky is pretty low on mana, so he can't really pose a threat to Artifact here. Artifact kind of overextended. He wants to push this wave in to have a safer back. So we see the first good black shield preventing the Flay from hitting, so Venus on point so far.
Yeah, let's have a bit of a talk, because I know Vinnie wasn't a fan of the Morganos. EVOS should get an uncontested first Drake. Not a huge amount to say about this one. I understand where Vinnie's coming from, but I think the Black Shield and the Soul Shackles can actually come pretty in handy. Oh my god! Parquet gets out by the tip of his feathers there. Ooh, but he is out. What do you think of this Morgana pick?
Good question. Morgana, Malphite can of course get denied by Morgana, but then again, it's not actually that easy to hit that Black Shield, especially if the Malphite comes from out of vision. So he has to have very good, quick fingers on the E. Other than that, Morgana actually is not a very strong champion right now. So we can see her not winning lane, even though it's a double ranged into. I guess it's double ranged on the other side too. But I mean, it's Thresh, so he isn't really that much of a ranged champ. So she's supposed to win lane into Thresh, but she doesn't really do that right now. It's really all about her E. I'm interested to see what she goes for in terms of build. I saw one Morgana in, I think it was an A, built towards Ardent Sensor to really be the defensive shield bot. Some other Morganas go for the Zhonya's, of course, to have a little bit more pressure and damage in the team fights, play around the R key. Yeah, let's see what way he wants to play.
Yeah.
Morgana is that weird hybrid.
Ooh, hello.
never mind me.
They're going to come in. They're going to be able to steal a Malphite ult as well. The Cyclone hasn't hit. They need to get onto it. This should be the easy knock-up, but he's just going to ult away. Horribly executed dive. Not even a dive, gank.
𝗀𝗃 couldn't get in range. Malphite is so fast when he lands his Q, and 𝗀𝗃 desperately tried to get on top of him, but he didn't flash. He could have flash knocked up him there.
Yep.
But
Probably
the call,
a kill if he did.
I guess the call was made to not go for that kill there. Now Artifact is ultimate, and of course that also sets up a kill on 𝗂𝗃. You might be able to burst him down.
I think they were scared of the counter kill, you know? It's a Comet double Doran's Malphite. If 𝗀𝗃 flashes, he might just get turned on with the Malphite ult.
Potentially.
It's a lot of damage. I think that's what they were scared of, and they wanted to save the flash just in case. That's what I'm reading
Back
into
to the enemy flash too. They didn't want to overcommit with 𝗬𝗏 still having flash available. If he used 2-3 flashes there and he just flashes away, that's a feels bad, man. So
yeah. And in the end, it's not the worst. You do still have Artifact now threatening the mid lane with a Malphite ult. You like roaming top when there's a Malphite as 𝗬𝗏 regardless. Sometimes you just wander up there with no intention of entering the lane just to go, whew, thank you, share those ultimates. As now we do have a bit of a sticky beak into the enemy jungle. They're not going to find anything.
It's on with the secure. Okay.
It does. Hijack is super short duration this early on, so you just use it to. Yeah, it's better to use it than not.
So no ultimate now for Artifact into 𝗂𝗃, and 𝗂𝗃 has no flash, but you could still look for a shuffle play, maybe to set up a kill early on. We still haven't seen first blood. 8 minutes in, very, very quiet game. One dragon over to EVOS, but no Herald swap even. This could be the Herald swap now. We might just see the first kill, the first blood come in the first big team fight, as no gank has been successful. You see pings coming down, red pings on the Herald too, so EVOS is definitely aware of this swap happening. What is going to be their reaction? It seems like botlane just desperately wants to push in the wave to have a favorable recall, but that should give over the pressure and the Rift Hold to the Team Secret.
Yeah, definitely. Their ADCs are going to be here in heaps and heaps of time. 𝗬𝗏's already arriving in the bot lane as well. We know that Team Secret really love their Rift Herald plays. It's something they super hard focus on in their coaching and their scrimming. As, 𝗀𝗏 goes for a little steal. He might struggle to get back out of the pit without flashing. He's going to get feared up, and he's just dead. A really interesting decision. Ashe ult comes whipping through, but they don't choose to dive onto 𝗬𝗏.
We just saw something I didn't even consider. Black Shield Nocturne is actually very, very strong into something like Azir. He can just dive on top of the Azir, and Azir is a super strong late game champ because he can peel for himself, but he's not very tanky. And if you just ignore his wall, and if your Black Shield lets you stay on top of him, you have another spell shield on top of that, so you can block one more spell, the slow on the Q, for example. Maybe DNK might be able to get to a point where you can one-shot 𝗂𝗃 in the backline, and then the main DPS is gone in the late game. So I actually just realized that might just be the actual usage of the Black Shield. It's aggressive and not defensively into the Malphite.
Yeah, that's actually a very good point. And I mean, again, I feel like the Soul Shackles is valuable as well. When the Malphite and the Trundle come in, they're on the, even after the Malphite ult, he's still in there, right? So you pop that Soul Shackles, limit the Trundle dive, and let Celebrity do some 200 years. Again, I understand it's a risky pick because, Morgana's pretty rubbish at the moment. But hey, it might pay off. I think it's kind of high risk, high reward. DNK thinks about.
So what are we looking at right now? Malphite got so many plates in the top lane. 𝗬𝗏 took forever to recall. I just looked at the monkey, thought it was 𝗬𝗏. So Team Secret is at least getting some gold back. Celebrity, please stay in range to collect those
He's well and truly
platings.
in range.
Very nicely done.
Venus is in trouble. He'll have to flash. Just instantly get out of there. Artifact does a lot of damage onto 𝗀𝗏. I'm curious what build he goes. I think it's going to be the proto belt. I've seen a lot of GLP recently as he goes onto 𝗂𝗃, but just gets walled out.
That is a lot of damage.
Yeah. Welcome to 𝗬𝗏 with a revolver. It's such a big spike. And look at this. 𝗀𝗃 says, counter me, boy. No, mate, I'm the counter. Kills the 𝗧𝗏 in the top lane and says, "Oh boy, time to have some fun with a tower."
𝗘𝗀𝗢 is really the solo kill master this season. He killed 𝗬𝗢𝗢, he killed 𝗧𝗏 in the last game, he killed 𝗧𝗏 in the first game, I believe. So he gets solo kills almost every game, and Сон is just probably the artifact is dead too, though. So everyone dead on the turret. And Venus way
Venus
overextended.
is in so much trouble. He pops the soul shackles to try and get out, but the soldiers are here and the spears are stabbing. And that's
too deep
far
from
too
Secret.
deep.
Yeah, they like to go very deep in the last few, but at least they bought a lot of time
what
for 𝗘𝗀𝗢.
happens
So he
here?
actually got yeah. So this just happens because 𝗧𝗏 had no armor whatsoever. He completed for Went armor early on against 𝗘𝗀𝗢 for some unknown reason.
Also, very smart positioning out of 𝗘𝗀𝗢, putting himself between Malphite and the tower. No mana here, but 𝗧𝗏 won't pull the trigger. But yeah, he positioned himself in a way where the Unstoppable Force could never get 𝗧𝗏 out. Would have just hit 𝗘𝗀𝗢, which wouldn't have turned it around. So well played. 𝗘𝗀𝗢. This is like, again, we've been commenting on the top lane a lot, but this is still two people in contention for best top laner in the league. 𝗘𝗀𝗢 has been having an amazing split, fallen off a little bit in the last couple of weeks when Secret's been having their troubles. And then you look at 𝗧𝗏, pretty much why the EVOS resurgence has happened. He's just turned it on,
𝗘𝗀𝗢 this
back to
week at
peak
least.
form.
Yeah, I think 𝗘𝗀𝗢 is back on track this week for sure. Had some weird overextensions and weird dive plays on the Camille, especially. I think his Camille has been a little bit questionable, but a lot of the other carry champs he likes to play, he's very good on. Artifact, that is dangerous to go for. It's a lot of gold. I think it could even be worth to die for that one.
Maybe. It's not first brick, though. I think he can just come back for it. He won't get the plate, of course. He could go.
He was spotted on that ward.
He could
there,
go
so
for a
you need to be
swifty
careful.
little play. He's got the hijack. He dodges the arrow, but with 𝗀 coming in, no chance for the big one.
Double dodge.
Yeah, the abscond. He gets out of there.
DNK is looking for 𝗏𝗀𝗏.
Oh, yeah, this
could
is the
be
bird in some trouble. He flashes on to confirm the fear, and 𝗏𝗀𝗏 will call up his men. But all the king's soldiers and all the king's men could not put 𝗏𝗏𝗏 together again.
And that wasn't even with the big tool still in his arsenal. Venus was not close enough to shield him, so that was just spell shield against the 𝗧𝗏. 𝗧𝗏 couldn't use his ultimate at the start because of the spell shield, and then he used it, but it was already too late. Double flash, of course. So flash now blown for 𝗏𝗏𝗏 too. He should just be a very easy target for the next ultimate. And this Nocturne set up for success again. The first Nocturne, game 1, looked super clean. Very nice combination. Nocturne in game 2, maybe not the correct call.
On the hunt, uses the Unstoppable Force, but there is still another Cyclone. The Ash Arrow doesn't land. 𝗘𝗀𝗢𝗏 has the regen ticking, and 𝗧𝗏 has gotten a little bit over-aggressive here, and 𝗘𝗀𝗢𝗏 says, "You dare to ult me, boy! You will take my stick."
2 levels down.
What
Has
is he
𝗧𝗏
doing?
ever played this matchup?
It doesn't.
He's playing this matchup so badly.
Has
He
𝗧𝗏
no idea
ever
how to
played a
play
tank?
this.
Has 𝗧𝗏 ever played a tank? I don't know.
God.
𝗀 will stop the
You're
artifact
not, you're
push.
not there to all in the Wukong, especially not on these items. Look at the item breakpoint. It is so advantageous for Wukong. You're just there to poke him down with Q. You use Q, you run away. You use with Comet. When Comet is up again, Q again, Comet, a lot of extra damage. You just slowly whittle him down. You're not there to all in him, especially not 2 levels down and without any armor, or almost no armor. 𝗧𝗏's build path is blowing my mind.
Do you want to try and explain it, mate? It's blowing your mind, but can you tell us why it's good? Because obviously it's correct, right? Can't be losing to Shopkeeper.
He's a
Can't
pro
be
player,
losing
right?
to the shop. Yeah, I mean, Shopkeeper is like just a nerd.
So first, let's look at this Herald, and if there's a contest for EVOS,
There's
seems
not.
like they have opted out. So he went for the
5k
Balmy
gold,
Cinder.
by the way. Just pointing that out.
Instead of rushing armor like 𝗘𝗀𝗢𝗏 did in the first game, I think it was. Was it last game? No, it was the first game. 𝗘𝗀𝗢𝗏 went for Bramble Blast, which automatically lets you win this matchup. The match was over at that point. Instead, 𝗧𝗏 went for double Doran's rings, so no armor. He went Q-max, so he doesn't get the additional armor from the W. So you're actually sitting on something like 70, 80 armor on the champ that has the highest armor values in the game, if you actually build armor and skill your W.
Yeah.
Instead, he went double Doran's, Balmy Cinder, then built a little bit of armor in the Glacier Shroud. That's only 30 armor, I believe. And then went back to look at his boots. He went back to go for magic resist boots.
Oh no! What are they for? Look at the damage. It's only Silas. Look what tabbies. And it's not just AD threats. All of the AD threats are auto attack based. What are you doing, 𝗧𝗏?
Yeah, I have no idea. It has to be the worst itemization early on in the game I've seen in a long time.
I mean, even Silas is auto-attack based. You'd still be reducing the Silas damage. Oh, 𝗧𝗏, you have been absolutely bamboozled. I know the shopkeeper is a weird-looking fella, but you've got to pay attention to what he's selling before you hand your money over.
He's so far away from his item breakpoints. Look at this difference in the top lane. He was winning the lane early on because this matchup is so easy to win for Malphite. Now he's a level down, or almost 2 levels down. He gave up 2 solo kills. He is, what is this? 1.5k gold? More than 1.5k gold down. So it's going to take a while until he gets his armor items, and until then he can't even enter lane against Coated anymore.
This is... I'm a little bit boggled. Look at this gold lead. It's a counter matchup, Yulwei. They've stuck 𝗧𝗏 on... I mean, this is where you have to start saying, counters are great, but play what you're good at. Where's the 𝗧𝗏𝗺? Where is the pony? He's so good at the pony, and pony's a hard counter. Malphite's a soft counter.
Yeah, they haven't played Malphite, I believe, in this season. So
𝗧𝗏 doesn't play tanks. Like, of course they haven't. And there's a good
Malphite,
reason.
Yeah, Malphite is a little bit of a weird tank because he can still... A lot of good top laners still like to play him because he can smash lane and kind of still carry. So even though he's a tank on the outlook, he is still a little bit of a carry too. So I believe 𝗧𝗏 will be familiar. But looking at this itemization, he might not be. Maybe... he just sold both of his Doran's rings to get his first item. So he's even further behind in gold now, in efficient gold. Effective gold is what I wanted to say. So look at the item difference there.
Yeah, it's a Black Cleaver and a Tiamat and a Warhammer to pretty much just the Sunfire cape. 𝗧𝗏, he needs a bit of a smack on the back of the head here from a coach. As DNK will walk forward, contest Sorn. They don't really want to pull the trigger on the play, though. Not with a Malphite and an Azir nearby. Did he steal that? He stole that, I think. No,
Parky got it.
Yep. Oh, you're right. Parky got it, of course. Silly
super risky. They really wanted this on Parky, so Sorn didn't actually go for the Smite Secure. They really wanted the blue buff on Parky, and could have gone DNK's way. So quite risky for the EVOS, but it opens up a lot of wave clear options for EVOS for Parky. You can just move into top lane, which is something Azir doesn't really like to do. He doesn't really like to side lane. He wants to sit mid and just clear waves forever. But with infinite mana, he can also just go to the side lane and deal with that.
Yeah, and I mean, it's kind of hard to talk about EVOS getting back into this game. At the moment, it just seems like 𝗧𝗏's overrated. Long have we waited. Coded activated. Yeah, if they kill Sorn, it's absolutely barren. And the stream crashes. Oh, just for a moment. Good job. VETV stabilizing. It's been pretty good recently, I gotta say. Just want to give props where props are due. It's not super easy to run this stream. They do a good job. As Artifact does take this bot lane inner. And once again, thank you.
This was a ritual spawned mostly out of necessity. They needed to spawn that one, of course. It runs out after a while. But also gave them a lot of pressure. And they are starting Baron right now. Are they? Or is it just Vision? Yeah, it's just Vision. Okay.
Vision. That'd be a very early Baron. 21 minutes would be bold, to say the least. Celebrity?
So EVOS showed a lot of restraint here. Usual EVOS would actually go for some kind of flip on a team fight or something, because that was a situation where you have to give up a lot of turret damage. You either commit to the bot bot lane and open up the Baron, or you try to run at Baron and force a team fight against Team Secret, because Team Secret just had one more member on the map, basically, with the Herald slowly running down bot lane. Instead, they just cut their losses, said, okay, we're going to lose tier 2 and a lot of inhibitor turret damage too, but it's not the end of the world. We just don't want to flip the game here.
Why
which
is
is
𝗧𝗲
respectable,
going into
not
MR?
something I would expect.
Why is
from
𝗧𝗲
EVS.
going into MR? There is one magic damage threat, dude. What the hell are you doing? You're not. The Sylas isn't going to be hitting the Malphite. You're going to dive past each.
To be fair, it's first off, it's a very 𝗀𝗏 is caught.
𝗧𝗲 is caught. His soul has been shackled, but Venus won't quite be able to rip his heart out.
So to quickly finish the point there, I think it's a very good item in this team composition, though, even if you don't look at the enemy's comp, because you are always going to be in and maybe close to 4 or 5 members of the enemy team and going to apply the debuff. So 𝗏𝗏 is going to deal extra damage with all his AoE. So it's definitely a good item for the comp.
He's on Baron. Can we have a look? Can we have a look, observers? Okay,
I think it was just clearing out vision again. So
he feared it.
No rush.
He put his tether on it. He was definitely hitting it.
He did.
Not 100% sure what he was doing, but in the end, nothing ventured, nothing gained.
So it's a slow progress for Team Secret, playing around Baron, playing around the 2 side lanes. Right now, they can't really achieve much artifact. He's close to killing him.
He's going to go forward. There's a proto belt. He has to use the abscond. There's no minion way for him to abduct to, so he just has to instant flash 𝗏𝗏 on the chase. But once again, absconds away, robs the bank, and as you said, they brought the teleport down to the bot lane, which means there is an instant Baron opportunity. Ash Arrow does get a bit of a stun onto 𝗀𝗏𝗄𝗏, but it doesn't really matter yet. Look at the teleport. Artifact is going to arrive in the back line. B goes charging forward, as does 𝗧𝗏, but no Malphite ult. And there it is, burninating the countryside. That's a triple kill for the 𝗬𝗏𝗺. Can he charge forward? They're just going to secure the Baron. There it is. Now they can keep on going. 𝗏𝗏's the next target. That's a quadra kill. Can we see the penta? Will we get another one? As Celebrity is living up to his name, and he is Celebrity, the pentakill kid.
What? Where did that come from? I didn't see the battle coming at all. What? You got all the kills. And that could just be game.
It could be. Absolutely.
No,
the death timers aren't quite
They didn't have the
long.
time. It's too far away from the base. They took a little bit too long. The kills didn't happen at once, so it's not even an inhibitor. That's quite surprising. But it's still the game. It's just not the Nexus falling, but the game is still over.
Yeah, it is. It really, really is. And
𝗘𝗀𝗢𝗏𝗏.
We talk about the Team Secret Game 3 collapse, but turns out it is only matched by the 𝗧𝗏 Game 3 collapse, as he has not done well on the Malphite this game. Celebrity goes from 0 kills to 5 kills, all at once. The pentakill boy. We go from no pentakills in the split to what, 3 in a week? 2 weeks?
The last split, of course, started with 3 pentakills on the very first day.
Yeah.
So now we finally get our pentakills in week 6. And if the pentakills keep on ramping up like this, players will be pentakills every game.
Hell yeah. We gotta start keeping account of that one. Bring back Revive so we can have some hexa kills, but don't think that's gonna happen. What a silly summoner spell Revive was.
Just recently watched a video where 𝗏𝗏𝗺 went for a Revive. It was something like season 3.
Yeah, Revive teleport 𝗏𝗏𝗺 used to be a thing. You'd go into a fight, die, use your passive, revive, teleport in, and do it again. It was really degenerate.
So much movement speed from that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Spell.
It was pretty nutty.
I feel like it would be a cool experiment to see if it would actually get some use in pro play nowadays.
Oh, I think it would on certain champions.
I actually feel like pro play has evolved to where we can experiment a little bit more with
Hello. Ash coming in. The darkness comes out. That's mostly just to shroud them out. But they are so confident to just keep on pushing these minions. And did we forget about 𝗀𝗏𝗏𝗁, as he is hitting it around, and chat's pointed out that you probably can never have revive in the game and spellbook.
Oh, right.
That's dirty.
Oh, right.
That's
That is
very,
not
very
okay, yeah.
dirty. A
It's actually
shame.
free GA. Yeah, that's not okay.
So I mean, and
Would
summoners.
open up cool possibilities. Though. I would really like it to see a play mode with all the old summoner spells and stuff.
I'm waiting. We've seen the success of World of Warcraft Classic. So when's my League of Legends Classic? I want to go back to the good old days before all these youngins and Aphelios came into the damn game.
Before you do that, though, just take a look at something like Season 2 Worlds and
realize you don't want to go back.
you know that you don't want to go back to those dark times. The level of
While
play
we have the
that
stats on
tournament.
screen, have a look at these gold gaps. Look at this. Only lane keeping up is Parquet in the mid. Everyone else is getting schmecked.
Yeah, and all that, now it's going to be even more damage. Can we see another pentakill for Celebrity? Maybe some nice infernal one-shot bullshit?
We might. It was a surprisingly fair pentakill in that Baron fight.
We haven't even seen a replay from the pentakill yet, have we?
Crazy, yeah. There's no replays coming in this game. I guess
I'm pleased.
they don't want to hurt EVOS fans' feelings too much.
Then let's, as the game is just pretty much over, it's just the last few minutes. Let's talk about the implications of these two teams clashing and Team Secret coming out ahead again after the 2-0, of course.
Oh, here we go. Parquet is the target. Sorn's going to try and turn it around. There is the Shurima for... Oh, there we go. He gets 3. Silas, look at that one. He calls in his own boys. The Revolutionaries have arrived and the Red Guard have done well. Celebrity now charging forward. 𝗧𝗲 throws in the unstoppable force, but he is looking mighty, mighty stoppable. And it looks like all of EVOS will be the stoppable force as the wave is already there in the bot lane. And I think we are about to see the game, Yulwei.
Team Secret silencing me before I can talk about implications. And this is going to be EVOS condemned to 5th place. It's super hard for them to ever get back to the top 4 now. Team Secret securing their spot and moving up to 3rd place.
And there is the Nexus going down. And as you said, that will tie 3rd place. And we, of course, go straight to our analysts as we want to have a chat. Vinnie, come back in. I'll get you on camera in just a moment. You know that OBS hates me. What was your take on that one? We saw the Pentakill Kid strike. That's EVOS giving away 2 pentas in 2 days, by the way.
Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah, okay, so I was not a fan of this draft coming in, but however, if it turns out... okay, so the interaction with Black Shield onto Nocturne, yeah, that once that was pointed out, yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense. I'm a bit more of a fan of the pick. I'm still not a huge fan of it overall in terms of the composition, but that didn't matter because there wasn't even a Malphite in the game. There was just this thing. Oh,
Yeah.
What was the build? What was 𝗧𝗲 doing? It was...
Yeah, it's a real question.
Props to Artifact, though.
Shockingly bad.
He bounced back mentally.
Yep.
They did a lot. Secret did a lot better mentally in that game 3 to every other game 3 we've seen out of them. So there was a lot of good play out of Team Secret, but it was the top jungle looked like it was week 1 again.
Absolutely. So, who was your MVP of game 3? Is it the Pentakill Kid, or do you have your eye on someone else, boys?
I actually have no idea.
It's tricky.
Coded
won a counter matchup. Silas was really good in the mid lane for Artemis, or Artifact, I should say. And, of course, it's hard to ignore DivKid. But did DivKid get them into a position to win?
Celebrity.
What am I saying? Celebrity, of course.
Yeah.
He got that pentakill, obviously. It's super hype. But did he get them into the position to win this game? I'm genuinely asking, by the way.
I don't know. So that fight where he got the pentakill, there was almost potential that they come back there because 𝗧𝗲 was able to get. Actually, no, he wasn't.
Yeah, but it's not like he solo carried the fight.
If he had an ult, that would have actually been a lot more. So I'd almost give it to Artifact because I think Artifact actually got them into a good position to
I'll leave it
He
up
got
to you
them into the
two.
position where celebrity goes that game.
What about you,
Yeah.
Yulwei?
What about Coated?
Yeah, he won the counter matchup. He was just.
Did he win the counter matchup?
Die.
Or
Well,
did
I mean,
Zeros
to be
lose the
fair,
counter?
Zeros lost the counter matchup, but did you Coded? You got to catch the throw, right? Like, I don't think you can take it away from Coded because he mind controlled Zeros. Like, he was in the side lane the whole time, drawing so much pressure away. This is one of the hardest MVPs for a game we've ever had to give out. Just by the way, that was so good from all of Team Secret.
I guess I can live with the artifact.
Okay.
Yeah, why not?
Okay, we'll give Game 3 MVP over to Artifact, but there is no debate over Player of the Series. It is, of course, going to be Celebrity. His Game 2 performance is really what put him over the line, in my opinion. They lost that game, but he tried so hard and nearly won them the game a couple of times if it wasn't for the Artichoke. So he had a cracker of a series. He's picked up a pentakill. And you can't not love this man. He's arguably the best ADC in the VCS at the moment.
It looks like it.
With
He's
Artemis,
definitely the best defensive ADC. He never dies.
It's true.
Mm.
Yeah.
His stats are
Super rock
insane. He
solid.
never dies.
I think
It's
I
absolutely
think
bonkers.
It's up between him and Slater.
Yep.
But
Yes, Slater is the
has a
harder
bit more-
carry,
Slater has a lot
but
more
Celebrity
flashy.
just never does anything
Right.
wrong. It feels like
Celebrity's-
he's always there to bring the damage. Maybe he doesn't win you as many games as Slater, but he also doesn't lose you as many.
Some could
Some could
throw it,
argue.
yeah.
Yeah. So with that, our first 2 days of the Make or Break week have come to an end. I'm glad we finally got a three-game series. Tomorrow will, of course, be a little bit of a more relaxing day. We have our bottom few teams playing out their games, but it'll still be a lot of fun. Don't you worry. We'll make it a good
Gum,
time.
having fun.
I mean, Garm is just gonna do horrible things to OPG. But hey, maybe they fight back, maybe they flip a game. We'll make it fun for you regardless, so please do tune in tomorrow, same time, same place, here on VCS English. If you want to look down below the stream, there are a bunch of panels there. You should click on them. There is a link to join our Discord community. It's very, very active. It's like always popping. You can come talk about the VCS and just general banter and talk about all the other regions as well. You can follow us on Twitter for high quality meme and informational content. And if you are so inclined, you can also donate to us or become a patron on Patreon. We're still trying to figure out reward tiers. If you have any ideas, hit me up. I'm open to suggestions. But with that, we do bring our show to an end. Thank you so much for joining me, Yulwei and Vinnie. I have so much fun on this cast. And good night, everyone.
I suffer on this.
Please rest well every day for your service today. 7 games? That is quite
yep.
extensive.
7 casts today. I love casting. What can I say? Can't suffer
rest
when you're
that
having
throat.
fun. I will definitely be resting this throat up because I feel like tomorrow might require a little bit of shouting. But good night, everyone. Have a good one.